No, he's loving the lifestyle up there, and he's actually playing in a semi-final today for Darwin Cricket Club in the second 11 up there, so he's captain there.
Okay. Who's the team to beat in the GCA this year? Is it North again?
Well, it's hard to go past, isn't it? What do they won, 6 in a row? They're a good team. They've got as good a lineup as I've seen, and probably just about any personnel the GCA's ever seen. So, it'll take something special to knock them off, and credit to them. They're a great club, and we strive to be sort of like that ourselves. So,
absolutely. Who's come up?
Lara's come up. They won.
They won everything.
Yeah, they won everything last year.
Is Husey still playing?
He played last year. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. But
unless he's in a wheelchair.
He's the most Lara man of all time, and he's one of the great guys, Husey.
So Heighton went down?
Yeah.
Right? Birchie right across it. Yes.
Yeah, they were very stiff. They played in the GCA 1 final this year, in the 1, so to go back to Divi 2 is pretty stiff, but that rolling average is one to keep an eye on. It's pretty close in the GCA.
Conway lost his job because of it. He's done. Buzz is gone. Joey's with a club that were in a little bit of...
they were, but you can't roll with the average. So
the assessment across all club facets.
Yeah, women's cricket,
everything,
facilities, all that sort of stuff.
Committee members, everything.
Buzz is the captain of the twos.
Stop blaming Buzz, mate.
Errol Burns and his what does he bowl? Offies or something?
He bowls little dibbly-double mates.
Little Errol Burns.
The old military medium pace.
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
All right, Dylan's little brother. Who's old? Actually, who's older?
Dylan is
old.
By how many minutes?
A couple. But I'm about 4 centimetres taller and 20 kgs heavier, I reckon. So.
And still playing footy.
Loosely playing.
Still going to play summer footy.
No. I think he went up there to get away from footy. He got injured quite a bit, and he's had his lung issues, and it was an easy way for him to not play footy. I think he's loving going to the local footy up there and having a couple of cans watching in beautiful weather.
Smart man. Absolutely. Hayden, well done. Congratulations.
Gator boys.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Yeah, how good.
And if you win again, guess what?
We get a 6-day break.
We'll get you on.
Oh, no. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Hayden McMahon joining us on K-Rock Footy. Thanks to Inspirations Paint Grovedale. He joins us 138 Torquay Road in Grovedale. What's your next project? We'll take a break, come back. We're not too far away from our Elimination Final. St Mary's and Bell Park. We're before the bounce for Team Thai Power and the Ponds and Norlane Hotels. Get your friends together and have a fun day out at the Ponds and Norlane Hotel. Taking bookings for Father's Day dinner.
Yes.
So if you haven't worked out what to do tonight for Father's Day,
come out with me. Absolutely.
Either contact the Ponds or Norlane Hotel and find yourself having a scrumptious dinner with the Coronas family looking after us on K-Rock Football. Win an SUV on now at APCO. Live, breathe, K-Rock Footy.
K-Rock's Tim and Jess.
So they're calling it a mini-moon. Essentially, it's just like a small asteroid. It's about 10 metres wide. It's coming so close to the Earth that it's getting picked up by the
gravitational pull.
And it's going to do one loop
and then
get flung straight back out into the universe.
Yeah. But can we give it a more catchy name?
Murray the Moon.
Murray the Moon. There we go. Excellent. That's all I needed.
They're expecting Murray to start his orbit as of September 29.
That's nice. Now I'm worried for Murray. The Murray worry is quite high. Thank you very much.
Voted by a panel of their peers to most likely make you laugh whilst driving home in 2025. Tim and Jess on K-Rock. Your future, your hands. Study at the Gordon.
Add a little bit of... a sprinkling of...
Ooh.
And a pinch of... Oppie's Bistro at the Norlane Hotel has a new executive chef and a new head chef. The perfect ingredients for amazing food. The new menu is loaded with flavour, from herb-crusted barramundi to crispy pork belly. Plus steaks, 6 incredible palmers and burgers you're going to love. They've sure turned up the flavour. The new Oppie's Bistro menu at the Norlane Hotel, Princes Highway. norlanehotel.com.au.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. the team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Hamlin Homes, with over 40 years of commitment building homes throughout Geelong and the Surf Coast. Hamlin Homes is family operated, born, raised and living in Geelong and committed to thriving into the future. Committed to building quality, sustainable homes. Committed to supporting you throughout your building journey. Hamlin Homes, built on a commitment to local trades using premium quality materials, including a roof made from Colorbond steel. Hamlin.com.au, CDB-U 52938.
Don't panic, call Steamatic.
Steamatic Geelong introduces mobile laser cleaning services using world-leading technology. This is the future of cleaning and surface preparation using nothing more than the touch of light. Whether it's food manufacturing, injection mould and tool cleaning or paint and corrosion removal, take advantage of this dustless, non-abrasive, chemical-free technology. Another winning solution from Geelong's cleaning and restoration specialists. Visit steamatic.com.au.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you're stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Breakwater Metalland. Steel projects made easy. Need your steel cut to any size while you wait? Easy. Need your order delivered anywhere within 50 Ks? Easy. Want a better choice of steel products like flat bar, RHS, SHS and angle steel products? Easy. At Breakwater Metalland, they love talking steel and they'll recommend the right products to make your job easy. For your construction, landscaping or DIY project, choose Breakwater Metalland for steel products made easy. BreakwaterMetalland.com.au.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Sunday afternoon elimination football. We're before the bounce for Team Tyre Power in the Ponds and Norlane Hotel. Team Tyre Power, your one-stop shop for all tyres and wheels in Belmont, Drysdale, North Geelong and Torquay. Zambrero today was magnificent. I've had the new mushroom, I think it's called Truffalo burrito. We had the hot chips too.
Well done, Aaron. Good work. Yes.
What did you have?
I had the chicken. Very nice. Good. Very nice.
What did you have, Dalo?
I had the same. I had the chicken. I love a bit of Zambreros. It was very nice.
Birchie, where's Birchie? Where did you go?
She is preparing herself for a windy afternoon.
I'm out in the middle trying to stand upright.
I get blown away.
That's right. You can see by I've got the windsock pants on again today and the ponytail. So it's I've got sort of 3 flags on me.
I just called MC Hammer. He just wanted his pants back.
Yeah, I realised I forgot my belt too. So it's all happening. I had the pork and it was amazing. I've got to stand downwind for my interviews because there was a fair bit of garlic and onion in that.
We are working white glue on a Sunday here. We love it.
KFC X, by the way. Now, this is stacked again. Now, I thought St Mary's would be favourite on the KFC X. 90% St Mary's, 10%. Jeez. Bell Park. The great Russ McMahon's just lapping up the attention that his son's getting at the moment.
Yes.
He still hasn't got back to the rooms yet, Hayden.
He's kissing babies out the back.
The Prez is very happy too.
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Should have seen the Prez walking Sally Flynn, Casey. She was walking past clapping and excited. No.
Well, we heard yesterday from a few people at St Mary's that she is your ultimate footy nuff.
Yep.
She loves it. Well, you'd hope so. She's come from a family.
Yes.
You'd be pretty disappointed if you weren't.
I believe Mr. and Mrs. Moore.
Where are they?
They're nearly done in their little Canadian adventure. They'll be back.
Nearly home.
I did see the brother here yesterday.
Yes.
I wonder if he was doing some recruiting of some description.
Well, he's probably got a piece of paper and a pen. He's taking some names.
Just seeing who's
giving him some names.
Who's
for a
thinking
fee?
about yes.
What we do in the off season, a little bit of invoicing.
And it doesn't have to be monetary, that fee either when you own a pub.
No. Crumb snags are fine.
Yes. Crumb snags and a Blackman's thanks.
Correct.
And I'll be very, very happy. Round the grounds, AFLW style this afternoon. We've got a couple of games taking place early as part of week 2 of Indigenous round. Geelong will be a 3:05 bounce, but Sydney 32 lead While you're up, Fremantle, the Dockers, 29. So obviously disappointment in the Dockers men's camp after last night at Henson Park. Now, I've never been there. It's the home of the Newtown Jets in rugby league, who used to play in the New South Wales main comp, what is now the NRL, but are now playing in the state league. It's a cracking venue for footy. Little boutique arrangement. Nice old grand.
That's perfect for AFLW.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I think both the Giants and the Swans are using it. And the Crows, 25, lead the Lions, 20 at half-time at Norwood. Geelong at 3:05 against the Bombers, and North Melbourne against Collingwood. Geelong, dare I say it, need a win, Dowlo, in the AFLW.
They do. They'd like to get the monkey off the back and get one on the scoreboard, I think.
And drop the captain too. Meg McDonald got...
It doesn't.
Form doesn't discriminate. That's right. If you're not up to it, you just got to go.
A couple of debutants, Sienna Tallaridi and Lexi Gregor, who came out of the Talent League system last year. Talking about Talent League, have you got a Falcon score? They must be into the third quarter now.
Yes, 9.5 minutes played in the third quarter. The Falcons 5-5-35. Lead Gippsland Power 4-4-28. Jesse Mellor has kicked 2 goals.
Now, they put out some names, I think, during the week regarding Team of the Year. Jesse Mellor was amongst those. Did you catch any of the other names, Dowlo, that were in that? I'll have to have a look and see if we can find that list. Jesse was definitely...
Josh Lindsay would have... no, probably not.
He wouldn't have played enough, I wouldn't have thought.
Hugo
Mukunda might have been. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to calling that
Mukunda
at AFL level.
Oh, he's going to play. There's no doubt about that. He's going to get drafted.
So who's getting drafted, Dowler, do you reckon, out of the Falcons? Obviously, Lindsay's going top 10.
Mellor will go
NGA. Yep. And the Cats will have to match a bid, you would think.
Yep.
I'd say so. Because he's
just wrong to go NGA this year, or do they keep him back? Did Geelong say have another year at Talent League? Get over your knee.
Eventually, given he did. When did he finish? He would have played. He finished up until the middle of the season.
Yeah, heard it in the college grammar game.
He did. I think it's one of those hard ones when they're NGA and they can go in. But maybe goes back and plays Talent League, but he can spend some time with the Cats through that program and get some exposure that way.
And Mukunda's probably the only other one.
I'd say so.
That would be
it's going to be pretty tight for anybody else, I reckon. There's going to be a few.
Yeah. Well, there's not going to be a huge amount of picks this year, I wouldn't have thought.
No, there's not. And South Australia have dominated. Yep. So there's going to be plenty from South Australia in the draft.
All right, we need to take another break, come back, and on the other side of it, sink our teeth into this one before the bounce for Team Tyre Power and the Ponds and Norlane Hotels. Get your friends together and have a fun day out at the Ponds and Norlane Hotel and taking late bookings for Father's Day dinner. If you've overlooked what to do with Dad tonight, make sure that you get in touch with the Ponds and Norlane Hotel. Just Google and they will look after you, hopefully be able to sneak you in for a fine fare this evening. We'll be back shortly. Win an SUV on now at APCO. Live, breathe, K-Rock Footy.
Geelong's favourite way to wake up.
So if you have trouble bending, stretching, putting on socks as you get older, or if you were injured, or seen this hack.
I could use this.
Yeah, I know.
Because I have to roll on my back at the moment and kind of hook one on my big toe and just anything like that, just to get it started.
Of course you do. It's called foreplay.
In 2025, Geelong and the Surf Coast's favourite way to wake up is Tom, Lingy and Loggy on K-Rock 955. Visit one of Mimosa Homes' 50 displays across Melbourne and Geelong.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you're stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Great news, Torquay and Warm Ponds. KFC is now open in your part of the world. Drive-through, takeaway, or on your favourite food delivery app. KFC, Torquay and Warm Ponds, now open. Did someone say KFC?
When an emergency strikes, every second counts. That's why you need a trusted and reliable emergency department that provides you with the highest level of care. And that's exactly what you'll find at St John of God Geelong's Emergency Department. Open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m, 7 days a week. From chest pains to broken bones, St John of God Geelong's team of experienced doctors and nurses is there, ready to care for you. St John of God Geelong, caring for our community for 50 years.
Your dream home is closer than you think with Metricon, Australia's #1 home builder. With our Fast Track program, your contract is ready in 7 days and you can get to site in as little as 16 weeks. Plus, you can receive an upfront and transparent Fast Track saving on your stunning Metricon design. Contact us to see if you qualify and move in faster than you thought possible. Metricon, love where you live. Terms and conditions apply. CDBU 52967.
At Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, meet the next generation of computing power, the new Intel Ultra processors. With AI and Windows Copilot, these computers have never been faster or smarter. For technology that's not just ahead of the curve, but bending the curve, talk to Geelong's experts in tech and discover how you can upgrade your world. Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, proudly bringing you the future of computers, now.
At APCO, we know your time is precious. So download the APCO app to skip the queue and pay for your fuel from the comfort of your car. Love our Jaffles and award-winning coffee? Pre-order through the APCO app. No more waiting in line, just grab and go. Shop the way you want, when you want. Just search APCO app in your app store and start saving time today. APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Team Tyre Power in the Ponds and Norlane Hotel. We're before the bounce. Elimination Final, GFL season 2025 at Bell Park in St Mary's. Death taxes and Bell Park having somebody not in a number listed on Play HQ. Who is wearing number 84 out there? We've got to try and clarify that.
No idea. Can't see him yet. Well, I'm trying to. It's methods of deduction.
I wouldn't be surprised if it may be Jonty Scott.
No, he's in 41.
He's
there.
41.
Yep.
All right.
Next.
Most are in. Like, we will get it by power of deduction. Is Tom Pearson in 44?
Just having a look here.
Finn Hoey's in 84.
It's Finn Hoey there.
And somebody's in 72 as well.
Ollie Hicks is in 38.
Oh my God. Yeah, he normally sometimes wears it.
And I reckon it's got. What was the number you said before? 60-something Dowlow?
No, 72. No.
That Jonty Scott in 72.
I'm not sure. Finn Hoey was what, 83?
Finn Hoey was 84.
84. That's a terribly big number to wear in the seniors.
Riley Matner rolled out in 98.
99? 98.
Ramos in the ones this year.
Ridiculous. Jeez.
So, how's that wind? So Birchie's just going to do a little bit of power of deduction for us. Down to you, Birchie, as it's very, very blowy.
You've got the ones that I clarified with Jack Sasevich. 84 was Hoey. So I'll just... who was the one you're missing?
72. And...
Taking a look at that right now. So, yes, we're just... for those who watching through AFL Barwon TV too, who might be trying to marry up names to Play HQ, as we welcome you to West Oval through AFL Barwon TV. Birchie's just having a quick chat with Chip. Down to you, Birchie.
Yeah, it's Zach Merkovic, 72.
Zach's in 72.
Yep.
Right.
You forget his number. You forget his jumper.
There he is. I can see Zach now. Well, just seeing numbers, wasn't seeing bodies or anything like that. So can't miss Zach Merkovic. He's rolling with the sort of Mitch Dodos, Jed Coburn.
Perm.
Yeah, almost.
Perm.
All right, let's go inside this contest this afternoon in the expert chair for the Sporting Globe. Eating Sport, Rory Street, Geelong, is Matty Dowling. Dowlow, you've got the head-to-head for Breakwater Meadowland. What head-to-head are you keeping an eye on this afternoon as part of this contest?
So the head-to-head today is, no surprise, Jack Sarcevic versus Paddy Dowling. I think that the two of these guys going head-to-head, whilst they're both playing and spending majority of their time forward, no doubt, in these conditions it's going to spend a lot of time around the contest. I think that these players have the ability to be strong in the air but also really strong in the contest. So you might see them throughout various stages today coming up to the contest if either team needs to try and clear the ball a little bit, and then they are the sort of players that have the ability to turn their player inside out, get through traffic, and be really dangerous in front of goal as well when their legs out, shoulders out, running towards goal, and scoring in that department as well, rather than just competing as natural forwards.
Breakwater Meadowlands Steel Projects made easy. Check out the new range of Corescapes weathered steel for your landscaping projects. See them at 44 Leather Street in Breakwater. Off the KFC X, Emperor X, who's a regular on our KFC X. Bell Park by 10. Patton to have 30 and kick 3.
Wow.
Well, if he does have 30 and kick 3, they do win,
absolutely.
There won't be, I don't think there'll be many kicking 3+ goals this afternoon, it's fair to say, with the wind that we're getting here. The upside is, Birchie, as we go down to you for Goddings, in terms of the rain, it has stayed away. We had some this morning, but touch wood, we're not seeing much more this afternoon.
Yeah, it has stayed away in the skies. There's some blue patches around, so that's encouraging. I've just on the weather app now, the wind's at about 29 kilometres an hour. It is absolutely blowing a gale out here down to that southern end, and it is going to increase in the next hour up to over 30, and then it starts to taper off. So St Mary's won the toss, and they will kick with the aid of that incredibly strong breeze to start with.
Geelong's Kubota dealers, tractors, excavators, mowers and more. You can find Goddings on Victoria Street in North Geelong. Adrian and Amanda Williams, who'll be very up and about, it's fair to say. Cat supporters, they will be wrapped with what happened on Friday night. This town's up and about as a result.
I was going to say it's been a great weekend if you're a Geelong supporter.
So the KFC X poll has nearly come to its conclusion. St Mary's dominant, 86%. Bell Park 14% with the votes that have come in with about 8 minutes left. KFC with $8 boxes with all your favourites. Actually, less than 8 minutes left because we're about to bounce in 4 minutes. But I think we might bounce a little bit early. If we've had the toss of the coin, Birchie, probably no point in hanging around. We might as well get this underway on a Sunday afternoon. Good crowd has filled into the Flowers family stand. That'll make a bit of noise this afternoon. And the Bell Park faithful have taken over the front of the new facility here. St Mary's throng seem to have made their way into the old grandstand, which, God, it used to heave in the day. Some of the noise you would have heard in GFL.
Dodge. Oh, yeah. Well, it was, to be honest with you, too, it used to be a lot windier. I know that's bizarre in saying that, but when that stand wasn't there and it was a smaller stand,
but it used to come across the west there. Yeah,
absolutely.
Go over the old cycle club.
Yes, the old cycle club. Yes, nice and windy.
No.
The van nearly fell over one day here.
Did it really?
And nearly blew over. A lot less structure than this van that we're in today, which is good.
Leopold Sporties, brand new sports bar now open, bringing us Jane Birch this afternoon. Birchie's found herself a little spot down on the boundary, paper flapping everywhere.
Yeah, it's windy even with the shelter of the stand here, but nothing like it is out in the middle, obviously. There's not much of a crowd out in the extended standing area here. They're all underneath the cover of the stand, so staying out of the wind.
All right, thank you for that, Birchie. Just one last huddle up. So just confirming that toss of the coin, please, Birchie. Who won and kicking which direction?
St Mary's kicking with the aid of the breeze.
Thank you for that. To the southern or Church Street end in this opening quarter. Umpires Stephen Ritchie, Scott McLeod and Dave Chaston controlling this one this afternoon. The grand final umpires for this year will be announced at a function on Wednesday night. So we'll find out who's controlling the GFL grand final, even though it'll only be one weekend of finals done. They have to allocate with the Bell Arena, I should say, grand final next weekend into then the GDFNL, and then of course on the grand final public holiday we'll see the GFNL decider, the Blood Toyota Cup for 2025. Just keeping an eye on matchups. Bell Park just haven't yet broken from their huddle. They're in a really tight huddle, about 35 metres from the southern end goal. Last instructions, I suspect Lockie Patton saying, I haven't played in a winning final for 10 years. I'd like to play in one. And Steve Benstead saying, I've played 150 games at this club and I haven't played in a winning final, as we found out during the week.
Yes, he did tell us that. He did.
Just for those here at the ground watching and listening in, that as we mentioned before, there's some different numbers running around out there. That's the away strip. So on the Play HQ, it's listed with their home Guernsey numbers.
So Finn Hoey in 84. He'll go to the bench along with Tom Pearson, also Wilson Mack and Jonty Scott. We saw Jonty Scott earlier in the year, I think, against Leopold in that really good win out of Memorial Park. That's the win that probably got them going in the end. So we'll keep an eye on who gets who. Steve Benstead's gone to Michael Rudd. And Matty Jones has got the first go for Wombat Gully Plant Farm at Sam Burke, coming off 7 goals last week, Dowlo.
And Jake, it looks like Jake Reed is the one that's gone to Paddy Dowling who's starting at full forward for St Mary's.
Harry Benson's joined us on the KFCX from Palm Beach, Currumbin. Just gone Ghana best on KFCX. Opening quarter action for Harvey Norman on a blowy Sunday afternoon. Here's Jace.
Yes, and the Hughes and Hicks both went up and neither got a tap. And there is Harry Benson's man, Garner, gets it to centre half forward. Wales trying to get away, but Lockie Patton, first of 30 possessions for somebody. He goes with a left foot kick that goes outside towards centre wing. Bartolo, he got the handball up. Hamish Burke tried to handball it underneath and had to go and pick it up himself in the end. And then he gets wrapped up, and there will be a ball up centre wing, just forward of centre wing. Bell Park kicking to the northern end in this first term in these blustery conditions at West Oval.
Are you keeping inside 50s for Kerrs High at that northern end of the ground, Dowlo? Because it might not be a significant number by the time the afternoon's done.
Yes, I've left inside 50s out today, King, because I don't think you can judge them off efficiency, so they're not in the Kerrs High stats. Charlie Lang has gone straight to Jack Sarcevic, as we discussed pre-game too.
Paper blowing everywhere. True centre wing. I'm about to lose my notes, even though I've got my phone sitting on top of it. That's how blowy it is here on a Sunday afternoon. From the boundary throw in, another stoppage, and I think stoppages are going to be a key number. You'll be keeping an eye on clearances and the like, I suspect, Dowlo,
I have got that one involved today.
Doing it all again, so umpire Chaston to put it into the air. Hicks and Hughes, it's allowed to hit the ground. Garner couldn't take it cleanly. Birmingham took him in a tackle. Garner was able to release the footy 2 metres and taken high, and a free kick coming for Jackson Gorman, I suspect. It's just going to be really gusty and blustery, and you'll get those gusts come up. And now 50-metre penalty, so that's pretty handy for Bell Park into the breeze. Jackson Gorman will be marched basically to the top of the 50-metre arc, and just a chance to settle here for the Dragons.
What's really important too here going into the wind is that their forwards keep moving. They don't want to just stay stagnant and look for them to just have a long shot on goal.
Jackson Gorman will just set it up to about 20 out from goal. He got good purchase back with the flight. Sprague wasn't paid the mark. Front of the pack, Garner, a handball. Hamish Lucas there, just set upon. 3 of them came. Lang, Sprague, and also Garner to ensure he goes nowhere. We'll get a ball up about 12 metres out from the Bell Park goal.
They go up. Hughes from behind gets it down. Rayner gets a clearing kick back towards the middle, but Hicks stands in the way. The big fella right in the middle of West Oval for Bell Park takes the mark, drives it with the left foot towards the top of the square. Pearce to jump at it, can't take the mark. Sarcevic front and centre, was accosted straight away by Rayner, and the umpire will come in and ball it up about 20 out from the Bell Park goal. Done pretty well to keep it up there for a minute or so with this breeze. Bell Park, can they get a goal? Pearce, Lucas is in there as well, falls to Hamish Burke, clearing kick, wide open spaces at half back, nearly centre wing, nearly half forward now. The ball runs away and runs out of bounds before any player can touch it. Benstead was leading in the race. Matt Jones was there as well for Bell Park, but it's out of bounds. Centre wing, broadcast side here at West Oval. 3 played, Bowen Foods first quarter. No score for either team at this stage.
Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Pond scoreboard will stay around the grounds for Leopold Sporties in the GFL first semi-final. Belmont Lions and Bellpost Hill. Score update throughout the day. Rainer, slick hands, Garner, quick kick forward, and McMahon down low. That's not a bad mark, considering there won't be great high marking today. He'll go short with a kick, and he'll find Braden Ham standing all alone about 40 from goal. And all he can do, his former Geelong VFL teammate Ben Lloyd, is stand with his hands in the air and say, I'll have to watch him kick this over my head.
St Mary's, Bell Park have put a spare back to start this game as well, and really nice lowering the eyes there to find Ham inside 50.
Braden Ham, the one-time bomber, playing game number 39 this afternoon for St Mary's at senior level. Averages around a goal a game, sends it on its way, and has pulled that to the right and through for a minor score. So our first score of the elimination final, I don't think we'll get a high-scoring one. It's St Mary's one behind. Bell Park get to score. 4 1/4 minutes played on the Bowen Foods first quarter time clock. Bowen Foods sells the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong, chosen by all the best restaurants in town.
So Merkovic will go to the outer side because that's where 40 players are. He goes out there now. Mahoney tried to tap it on at the back. Was Connors. Kicked it up the chimney for St Mary's. Ball spills free. Garner again. Oh, McMahon was in front, couldn't take the mark. Burke went left instead of right and went on the left foot and missed. And through for one behind to Sam Burke. So they've doubled their score. The Bogan Catholics, they're 2 behinds. Bell Park yet to score. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard. We've played 5 minutes on the Bowen Foods time clock.
Written, spoken and authorised by Jason Doherty somewhere out in Armstrong Creek.
No, it's Benny Cass's. I'm just taking it.
Lloyd trots off into the right back pocket. And he'll drive a kick. Oh, it will hold up in the breeze. It won't get outside defensive 50, but Lucas judged it best off the boot and took the mark on the chest. For the Dragons, right in front of the scoreboard. Shows St Mary's 2 behinds. Bell Park yet to score. Harvey Norman, Corowa and Warren Ponds. Lucas Shaw, he's kicked it straight into the man on the mark, Jansen. Jansen turns and kicks quickly. He didn't go 15, but he scrubbed it straight into the waiting arms of Lloyd. Lloyd had his kick partially smothered. It'll fall for Dowling. Dowling will make something happen, will he? Won't have the carry. Kick marked on the line by Gorman. And Wales will have to come back to the top of his defensive goal square, and Gorman will look to, rather Jones I should say, will look to keep it. Oh, he's mugged it off the boot as well, trying to kick for distance. A rolling ball taken nicely by Birmingham. Kick out of the pack, went about 4 metres, but it worked for Lucas. Snapped it around his body, but down low. Hamish Burke, he's had a wonderful season, has taken the mark. If there was a most improved in the GFL, Hamish Burke would be winning it.
He's going to kick a goal as well. Hamish Burke, we saw 4 or 5 from the same spot in the reserves earlier today. He was 55 out on the left half forward flank, Hamish Burke, and he just used the breeze beautifully. It bounced in the goal square,
Hamish Burke,
and he kicked the goal the first of the afternoon. They got a 1-2.
The most improved in the GFL, Hamish Burke.
Yet to score, Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard. He's going to kick a goal as well.
Just got over
Hamish
the back.
Burke,
All the St Mary's players continued just to lead up at the ball, and their Bell Park opponents just caravanned in behind them, expecting that he was going to lower the eyes and try and find that target inside 50, and the goal square ended up becoming vacant. And when you're kicking with the wind, you really can't leave that vacant, defenders, because if you just kick it to the top and there's no one home, it's going to roll through. And a nice start for St Mary's through Hamish Burke kicking the first for the day.
Looks like Belpo still have got the wind at St Albans. They lead 1-5-11 to 1 behind against the Belmont Lions. Back in the middle, Garner to do the roving, and St Mary's are inside forward 50 again. Sun now shining at West Oval. A bouncing ball at Jones will track to the boundary line, but he'll run out of room, helped over by Sam Burke, and in the left forward pocket will have it thrown into play. That was Hamish Burke for him. That was just the second goal of his third goal of his career, and second this year. So what a time to get things underway. Metricon goal of the day contender. I don't think we're going to get a huge amount of goals today. We're 7 minutes in, and even with the breeze, Bell Park, or whoever the defensive team is, they're just going to junk it up Dowlow for the Sporting Globe.
Yeah, but they've still got to be mindful of being able to score too, especially early on in the game and early on in the quarters. So you'll see a bit of change in that throughout the day, I would think.
Hicks won the tap down, deflected off the boot of Copley. The clearing kick came from Eli Pearce towards half back, a rolling ball. Ryan more interested in the body of Gorman than trying to find the Sharon. And the ball's going to bobble out of bounds, and I suspect we're going to see a lot of play in that southeast quadrant of the ground. St Mary's 1-2-8. Bell Park yet to score. Harvey Norman first quarter. Corowa and Warren Ponds, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
So boundary throw in, 65 around from St Mary's goal. Over the back, Hughes takes it out of the ruck contest. Fresh air shot. Hicks, his direct opponent for Bell Park. He picked it up straight away. Rayner put the tackle on him. He's moved him inside the centre square. And half forward for St Mary's, we're going to have a ball up. So Hicks coming from the same side as Hughes and gets it down to Ollie Hicks towards Pearce. Cockrell, though, rose it. His kick was smothered. Goes back towards Johnny Scott. Gets the handball away to Patton. His handball over the top. Travellini just pushed Birmingham directly in the back. And the umpire said, Jet, take a free kick at half-back for Bell Park.
Two-time Maskell medalist in the Hampton League with North Warrnambool. Interesting to see whether he attracts votes in the Matheson medal in his first year in the GFL. Just puts a kick up towards the wing. Having to play spoiler from behind was Pearson to knock it away from Connors of St Mary's. In the front of the pack, Pearce was able to pick up the loose footy for the Dragons and put on the boot back with the flight. Lang couldn't take the mark for St Mary's. Harvey Ryan at ground level working hard and couldn't get the footy out. High tackle. And he's been taken high by Fraser Maris, who's usually winning free kicks. Fraser Maris, number one in the comp. But he's given one away there to Harvey Ryan.
Ryan now long with the right foot kick inside 50. Burke coming from a long way back, but Wareham read it the better for Bell Park. Chips the ball. That's a better kick out wide. And finds Gorman in front of the scoreboard in the right back pocket for Bell Park. just down the line and holds up towards halfback. Hughes goes up in front. Oh, hold, said the umpire. Free kick. Don't know who to. Bell Park. And it's going to come back. Sarcevic's going to take it at halfback for the Parkers. So they just moved, just swarm towards centre wing. He's not going to be able to get it much further than that. He drives it as long as he can. Good for distance. In the end, he did pretty well. At the back, Pearce couldn't pick it up. He drags it back in, then he gets rid of it again. They get it back, but Hughes stands his ground. The big ruckman takes the mark at half-back for St Mary's.
Fletcher Hughes, you would suspect Matheson Middle Knight will be named Rising Star. He just pulls a long ball. The breeze got it. There was a gust at the time that he kicked it. It's rolled through everybody and out the back. Cleaning up is Mahadi playing behind the footy. And that is really blown up now. And we've got a real gust coming through. And paper and all sorts of stuff going everywhere. And we're going to get it thrown in the right forward pocket at the southern end in front of the scoreboard that shows St Mary's 1-2-8. Bell Park hit the score, and finals footy really doesn't deserve these conditions, but that's what we've got.
Ball down from Rudd for St Mary's. High tackle, said the umpire. The non-controlling umpire saw that. And the free kick coming back to Lockie Patton. Not hard to give Lockie a high tackle. He'll take it only about 30 metres out from St Mary's goal. He's going to play on and drive it as long as he can. He kicks it into the man on the mark, and then the handball came away. Flynn got it to Rudd, to Garner. Garner wheels around too slow. Way too slow. Petering put the tackle on and got him. And he wants to play on quickly. Gives it away by hand to Lloyd. His left foot kick was okay in the end to Wareham. Wasn't supposed to go there, but did in the end. They chipped the ball to centre wing. And the mark taken by Pearson. You heard Adrian McCartney say, improved this year for Bell Park. His kick up the line. Short kick in the end. Ham chops it off for St Mary's at half-back. And he's going to be able to try and drive the Saints back into attack.
Long ball from Ham. It will go inside forward 50. Back with the flight. Jones couldn't take the mark. Wareham tried to clean up. Jones will come again. Dowling in traffic. Dowling in traffic. A snap around the body. It'll float on the breeze but not have the carry. And a big fist will knock it through from Jones for a minor score. Gee, when Paddy Dowling gets the footy, the sense of expectation around the venue just goes up a level, that he's going to do something special. 1-3-9 the Saints. No score Bell Park. 12 minutes played on the Barham Foods first quarter time clock.
So Merkovic again at full back. This is dangerous sort of footy, trying to get it out of the back line for Bell Park. He tries to keep it as low as he can. That's better. It still doesn't. Oh, well, in the end, the fourth person in line was Tom Pearce and read it the better and took the mark. He handballs it away to Merkovic, who runs past. Right foot kick. Better for distance. Goes towards centre wing. No mark taken. Fall of the ball. Handball, came back towards Sarcevic. He kicks it underneath, which is probably not a bad idea today. Burke, he got the kick back. Cockerell over it, Bartolo as well. And the umpire will come in as Fraser Maris gives the ball back to the umpire. Centre wing on the outer side. We played 13 minutes in this first term. Barham Foods time clock. Bell Park hit to score. St Mary's 1-3-9.
Hicks won the tap down, taken high. Maris attracts another free kick. Number one in the competition for Kerrs High. Handball up to Lucas. He'll drive a ball inside forward 50. Back towards the goal square. It'll roll, and Lang will see it through for a rush behind. Jack Sarcevic wanting a free kick that will never be paid. And the first score for the Dragons into the breeze is a minor one at the 13-minute mark. Harvey Norman K-Rock scoreboard. 1-3-9 St Mary's. Bell Park, one behind.
Lang to kick it in for St Mary's. Straight down the middle, you suspect. That is where he goes, and he hits the middle with the kick. Maris was there, front and centre. Copley, handball over the top, Miss Bartolo. Good enough to go back and get it. Gets it to Ham, steps inside. Now thought about the kick and then ends up with the handball to Travellini through the middle of West Oval. It's a 1-on-7 because Bell Park got plenty behind the ball, but Harry McMahon's the one. Will it sit for him? Kick it off the ground? No, he picks it up, turns around in the left forward pocket over his shoulder and misses to the near side and through for one behind. He did all the hard work there, Harry McMahon, but he couldn't finish the work. And they go to 1-4-10 now. They lead Bell Park one behind. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Also is difficult in these windy conditions for Bell Park's defence, but if they're going to play with a spare back and get a drop off and have +2 behind the football, they need to be better and not allow those kicks coming inside 50 to get out the back.
Just the chaos of that ball coming in. Long ball from Gorman. He got it outside defensive 50. There'll be no mark. It's fisted away and out off hands and out of bounds back inside forward 50 for the Saints. This is not bad from Bell Park.
They've just adjusted the way that they're playing post sort of 10 minutes of the first quarter, getting a few more handball receives out of half back to get a bit more drive with their kicks, given they've got some run, and their talls are getting up the ground a bit more to provide a contest.
The Rucks were no chance for that boundary throw-in. It was a good throw-in, but it just blew away from them and landed on the ground. Lucas took the footy for the Dragons, and then he was brought to ground, and we'll get a ball up. So just inside forward 50 for the Saints. They lead 1-4, 10 to 1 behind. Umpire puts it into the air. He's maybe winning the tap down this time. Ball will roll away into the waiting arms of Garner. Pearce was able to just hang on to him and take him out of bounds. And we will do it all again. Almost 15 minutes played on the Barham Foods time clock. And the Saints 10 lead Bell Park 1. It's like a championship team taking on a non-league team in FA Cup action with that score.
Boundary throw in. Hicks and Rudd. Rudd for St Mary's. Takes it out of the ruck contest and then loses the ball. Maris put the tackle on him. Goes back towards the bike track and it's out of bounds for another boundary throw in about 50 around from the St Mary's goal.
Bell Post Hill 23 lead Belmont 1, but that is no doubt kicking to the
Buckley's end. Yeah. St Albans boundary throw in here at West Oval. Hicks and Rudd again. Hicks gets it down. The back of the pack. Cross 50. And the tackle comes on. That was from McDonald. And he holds up Uriah Hollard for Bell Park. And we're going to have another ball up just inside the centre square at half forward for St Mary's. So Rudd having a run in the ruck at the moment against Hicks. Rudd got a hand to it. Rove though by Pearce for Bell Park. Goes to the outer side. Burke. Hamish read it the better on centre wing. Took the mark for the Saints.
Drives it inside forward 50 to real Mung, but it's worked out okay onto the chest there of... Might be McDonald who's taken that mark, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
It is. So Ellie McDonald. A real Mung off the boot of Hamish Burke, but was handled well. It's almost a Hamlin hanger from Ellie McDonald, because it's not going to be a day for high flyers, you wouldn't have thought. With the breeze, will have no issue. From 52 metres out, McDonald has got a beautiful piece of that. He's nearly put it over the bike track. He's hit it perfectly, and St Mary's have got their second. Ellie McDonald with just the 7th goal on his season. 2-4-16 they moved to on the first quarter. K-Rock, Harvey Norman, Cryo and Warren Pond scoreboard. The Dragons are one high flyers, you wouldn't have 15 points. And the experts with the breeze will have no issue. From 52 metres out, McDonald has got a beautiful piece of that.
Playing
He's nearly put it over the
with
bike
a big,
track.
strong win advantage.
He's hit it perfectly.
Importance is to play in front of your opponent, given that St Mary's is just going to try and get it on the boot. They're just going to try and hack it forward. The first to react and the first to be in front of their defender usually takes a mark, and we've seen that on 2 occasions so far, forward of centre for St Mary's.
Back in the middle, Hicks gets it down for Bell Park. Goes towards Wales, who came off the wing, gets around a couple, and then gets the right foot. High kick towards half forward. Petering tracks it for Bell Park, and a run away from him, and also Ollie Flynn. Out of bounds in front of the St Mary's coaches box, and we will have a boundary throw in at right half forward for the Saints.
Just a couple of Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups. Jake Reid, when he's off the ground, Benstead's picking up Dowling, but Dowling's gone inside the contest with Reid following him up now.
Picks one the tap down. There's Dowling doing the roving. Gee, might have caught one high there. Inadvertently, umpire didn't see it. And he's landed awkwardly there, Paddy Dowling. I think he's okay. He'll get to his feet. And he'll give the ball back to umpire Ritchie. Just forward of the wing. Broadcast side. It goes into the air again. Hicks surely hanging on to the jumper of Rudd there. Umpire didn't see it that way. Cockrell did the roving for the Saints. He's brought to ground, and we will do it all again. Bell Park just chewing time off the clock. You would think anything under a 20-point advantage at quarter time with this breeze is a win. As he wins the tap down, Hicks for the Dragons. A high ball from Blood. It actually won't carry as far as you would have thought on the breeze. Dowling flew, couldn't mark, found it at ground level. Tried to get out of a tackle, a handball that Wales couldn't handle. Blood put his head over it, went low, got it high. And Hamish Lucas couldn't do much there. Jack Blood is the master of getting really low and seeming to be able to attract that high tackle. And the skipper of the Saints, the co-skipper with Braden Ham, will look for the third of the quarter for St Mary's. Distance won't be an issue with this breeze. He starts his run up from just inside the centre square, sends it on its way, hit it sweetly. And a nice finish from the skipper. And they've got their third, St Mary's. Jack Blood with the goal on the K-Rock. Harvey Norman, first quarter scoreboard. And the Saints move on to quarter 4 22. They lead. His distance won't be an issue
one behind
with this breezy stance. He's run up from just inside the centre square, sends it on its way. Hit it sweetly. He swooped if he tried, Dowler. And a nice finish from the skipper.
Goal umpire move whatsoever. It was a beautiful kick off the boot, but it all stemmed from the stoppage right in front of us, where Bell Park just need to tighten up a little bit. I thought that Jack Blood, the tap down to him was way too easy, and then it was his ability to get from inside to outside and stay continued in the play, and he finished nicely with a goal.
Pearce in the ruck now for Bell Park. Got it down. Maris got the kick, but only across the ground towards centre wing. Foot race. Flynn gets out there. He might track it better. He gets there with Birmingham. We've got a hand to it. Tracks it towards the boundary line. Season over. And just in front of the best seats of the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7, we're going to have a boundary throw-in. 3-4-22 St Mary's. Bell Park 1 behind. 20 played in this first term. Bowen Foods time clock.
2 rucks will set themselves, and it's a shallow throw in. Pearce tried to knock it down, and he actually did his own roving. He'll burst away, put the ball in his left hand, snapped a left foot kick, didn't get great purchase, and roll into the waiting arms of Lang. He had a fumble, but fumbled it towards Ham. Back with Burke now, long ball, a left footer, inside forward 50, it'll go. Rudd had it knocked away by Benstead. Hughes, the unlikely rover, handball to Garner. Garner drills a ball to Burke at the top of the square, and an arm chop will be the result. And Jared Garner, that was a scything ball that Burke nearly held, but he got an arm chop. He would have hung on to it if not for. And he'll go back and have a shot on St Mary's 4th, and now they're getting reward for effort, Dowlo.
They are, and it was a much better kick coming in from Garner. A lot of sides would just blaze away with that and bomb it, given the wind advantage, and was inside 50 thinking that they could make the distance. He just flattened it out, and you can catch defenders off guard like they did there with Burke, knowing that it was coming to him.
Coming off 7 last week, 48 for the season for Sam Burke. Will kick from about 25, just right of centre, and has pulled it to the left. Through for a minor score. Margin is 22. 3-5-23 on the first quarter. K-Rock, Harvey Norman, Corio and Warnpond scoreboard. Bell Park 1 behind. 21 minutes played.
So Merkovic is going to have to wait for the footy to come back. It's run a long way over the bike track and then into the crowd. So he will have it now. And as has been his want, we'll kick it to the outer side. Plays on now. High kick towards the boundary line. Punched away by Mahardy. And it will be another boundary throw-in. 50 around from the St Mary's goal.
Our man Ollie Bridgewater running water.
He is for Bell Park. So throw in on the outer side. Pearce having a run in the ruck now for Bell Park. He's up against Fletch Hughes, who's back in the ruck contest. He gets it down. Maris roved it. Right foot kick around the corner, but sitting behind it. Charlie Sprague takes the mark and wants to drive it in again. Just pops it up and lets Burke to run onto it. Rudd, it was this time. Rudd! Hamlin hanger. Play on, said the umpire. No theatre, umpire Chaston. No theatre. Rudd did everything but claim the mark. Gets up with a smile, Ruddy, and will have a ball up 35 out from goal.
Does he play with a permanent smile on his face, Michael Rudd?
I think he does.
Ball into the air. Rudd trying to shift Pearce off, and Pearce back with the fist. That will roll towards the boundary line and out, and a boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket. There was calls for insufficient intent from that ruck contest, and we'll get a ball up, or boundary throw-in, I should say, in the left forward pocket. 22 3/4 minutes almost played on the Bowen Foods opening quarter time clock. 23 playing 1, St Mary's with the breeze. That boundary throw-in is going to blow back to the top of the goal square. It might open the door here for the Saints, although a handball backwards very quickly. There's calls for deliberate, but that under pressure is never going to be paid. Might have been Matty Jones firing that handball back, or was it Gorman? Either way, it's a rush behind to the Saints. Well, now 3-6-24. Bell Park 1 behind. It was Matty Jones.
Was there a rush behind that won it last year for St Mary's?
For Leopold.
For Leopold, that's right, it was too. Yes, but now key in, Lloyd goes to the outer side, and that time Birmingham stood in front and actually was able to take the mark for Bell Park. So they drive. Oh no, his high kick back towards centre wing. 3 St Mary's players go up. They can't bring it down for the mark. Hollard put the tackle on Connors, and he wasn't going anywhere. So we're going to have a ball up just outside the centre square at centre wing. Hughes gets it down. Rayner roves. Goes to Maris for Bell Park. Birmingham. He's not going anywhere either. Gets wrapped up straight away by Jack Blood. And it will be a ball up on centre wing again.
Front position Pearce in front of Hughes. He got his hands on it, but just knocked it down and And taking their tackle was Rayner, and he's going nowhere, and we'll do it all again. This has been could be a long afternoon with the clock. Knocked down by Pearce. Brought down in a tackle. Who's underneath all that? Might be Fraser Maris.
Just some feedback from the coach of South Barwon as well. The score on the coverage has the clubs reversed at the moment. So it's Bell Parker's 3-6-24. So that's incorrect. Well picked up, Mr. Neal.
Ball into the air again. Tap down from Hughes, spot from behind. He'll nearly do his own roving. Kicked out of there by Rayner. Kick was smothered though. Jammed on the boot. Merkovic, I think it's the first time called, Zach. It'll roll towards half forward, overrunning it and leaving it behind was Finn Hoey. And now long ball for St Mary's towards half forward. Or Wareham dropped one on his chest. Thankfully, Benstead picked up the loose footy, but he was wrapped up, and we'll get a ball up point of the square. Left half forward, St Mary's in attack. 3-6-24, Bell Park, one behind. Almost 25 minutes played in the opening quarter.
So Hughes with a big thump down for St Mary's, gets it inside 50. Rode by Benstead, kicks it back to the middle of the ground. Connors, good defensive play. Blood, blind turn, got the handball away to an open Garner. 50 out from goal. Jared Garner has kicked a Metricon goal of the day. He's a great finisher, JG, and he got it. And he put his first on the board, and good reward again for St Mary's. They go to 4-6-30. And they lead Bell Park one behind Harvey Norman. First corner scoreboard. Harvey Norman blind turn, got the handball away. Best price is guaranteed. Garner 50 out from goal. Jared Garner has kicked the Metricon goal of the day. He's a great finisher.
They just left the outside open, and Garner, who was able to hold his width when that handball came forward and got outside of where the contest zone was, he had an open run inside 50 and he finished very nicely in front of goal. So add another one to their tally.
Age is just a number, but class is permanent. Game 204 this afternoon. 224 goals at GFL senior level for the Colac Premiership man of 2014 and two-timer. Of course, at the Saints, 19 and 22, and trying to add to that tally, become a four-timer this year. Umpire McLeod puts it into the air. And it's nearly grabbed out of the ruck by Hicksby. Had a fumble. Hughes knocked it away from him, but only to Birmingham. Birmingham got a handball away. Connors spirals it inside 50. Bouncing ball will roll towards Burke. He's confronted by Jones. Good tackle. Ball spilled out. Burke came again. He had it knocked out again. Trying to knock it away is Reed. Into the pocket. He looks for Lloyd to take it. Lloyd ran out of room. Dumped over the boundary line in a Dowling tackle. And we'll get a ball up in the left forward pocket.
Bell Park just really have to stay strong here because that wind is at its strongest for the day. It's 32 kilometres an hour, so they're going to have that 8 of that breeze in the second quarter if they can hang on here.
Thank you for that, Birchie. Godding's ground report. Ball back into play, grabbed out of the ruck by Hicks, who had a miss hit on the kick, rolled about 4 metres. Gorman was there to give a handball. Jonty Scott whacks it out of there for the Dragons. It'll roll towards the boundary line. Surely insufficient intent isn't being paid today. Umpire McLeod using some common sense in that, unless it's absolutely deliberate.
Especially on that side of the ground too. So yeah, let's hope. Boundary throw in again. 60 out from St Mary's goal. Well, it's a short boundary throw in. Unfortunately for it's the day. It was like the day at St Joey's when we spent the whole afternoon in the southeast corner of Drew Oval. It's very much like that here at West Oval this afternoon. And boundary umpires with a.
It's a pity that they can't just on the fly go, do you know what? The boundary umpires will make decisions. We're just going to bring the ball in and throw it up.
Yeah. So boundary throw in, getting it down. Hughes for St Mary's. Still at the point of the centre square at half forward for the Saints. Lockie Patton. He gets tackled by Rayner. Not going anywhere. Umpire McLeod will put the ball in the air again for Hughes and Hicks. Sounds like a dentist. Goes back now. And Birmingham, he's not going anywhere. In fact, it's Pearce. It's the old samurai sort of hairstyle going there. It's going to be another ball up. Hughes goes up. Oh, takes it out of the ruck himself. Right foot kick. Open goal square. Misses to the far side. Fletch Hughes one behind. And they go to 4-7-31 St Mary's. Bell Parker one behind. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
For those who want us to fix the live stream scoreboard, we have absolutely no control over it. That is the external provider. We just provide the commentary. So as much as we'd like to be able to change it, we actually have no ability to. So, but thank you to everybody for their feedback, especially people who are texting me who have no idea who you are.
Feedback's a gift.
Congratulations that you've got my number.
You're a very important person. Maybe you've made the power broker list off. Let's see.
Oh dear, that's a worry. That tells you everything about where footy is at Geelong if I'm on that list. Long ball, Merkovic to half back. That's a good mark. Mahadi stretching, taking a Hamlin hanger. There won't be many today, but Mahadi there in front of a pack, judged at best, took a good mark. Hamlin Holmes distinctively local, and Mahadi with it inside defensive 50. A long, high floating ball towards the outer wing, going up but not marking is Finn Hoey. It's off hands and out of bounds as we approach half an hour played in this opening quarter. 4:7:31 on the first quarter Harvey Norman K-Rock scoreboard. Bell Park 1 behind.
Hughes and Hicks. Hicks in front, Hughes trying to take it out of the ruck contest at the back. Falls towards Blood. He's over the top of it. Tracked it back towards Lang. Got the kick over the head towards half forward. No mark taken. Travellini can't take it. Ben Lloyd can for Bell Park. Handball over the top. Garner for St Mary's puts the tackle on. Lloyd comes up and gives the ball back to umpire Chaston. He'll ball it up 50 from the St Mary's goal. Late one here for the Saints. Will be a good finish to the first term. Goes up Hughes, taps it on. Garner read it better. Oh, he got it too from McDonald, and the right foot kick around the corner. Oh, he's sprayed it into the sail yards. And out of bounds on the full, and Bell Park are going to be able to... This is going to be a difficult kick in the left back pocket, kicking into this breeze. And Lockie Patton's going down to get it, but I don't think it's your kick, Lockie. It's going to come back to Matt Jones.
Can't be far from quarter time, although we have had plenty of stoppages as we tick past almost 30 and a half minutes played on the Barn Foods time clock. That ball holds in the breeze. We can see it in front of our best seats in the house. Knocked down by Finn Hoey, and we're going to get a stoppage, and a rare stoppage in the right forward pocket today, umpire McLeod. All-thought medalist of 1999 from memory. Tapped down by Rudd, right forward pocket. Cockrell looking to track it. Lloyd buffets him over the ball and the ball over the boundary line. And we'll do it all again right in front of Jason Boris for Pixel Sports Media this afternoon. Snapping away.
The coach of South Bowen doesn't care if we're not in charge. He said fix it. Mark's enjoying his Sunday afternoon.
Ball back into play. Rudd does his own roving after winning the ruck tap. Got a handball away. Deflects from Cockrell. Hands and knees. Jansen got up to Cockrell. Tried to duck out of a tackle. Handball back to Blood. Blood from 40 metres for the Saints to the goal square looking for a mark. Double fist to Mahadi. It'll roll into the left back pocket and be a boundary throw in at the southern end of the ground. 31 and a half played on the Barn Foods first quarter time clock. K-Rock scoreboard 31, playing 1 in the GFL Elimination Final of 2025.
Every single player on the field is inside St Mary's forward 50 at the moment.
And the ball comes back in. Hicks tried to get it down. Merkovic was there for Bell Park as well. Ball, Garner leaves it for Copley in the end. Goes back towards Rudd. Starcevic puts the tackle on him. Cockrell got one high. The umpire says, yes, please. And Bailey Cockrell will take a free kick, 45 out, 45-degree angle. And it's just weight of numbers in the end, just contest to contest. And finally, St Mary's were able to get a free kick, and it's going to be Bailey Cockrell, who has come across from Lara at the start of this season for St Mary's. And he comes in with a right foot kick. He sprayed it to the near side and through for 1 behind. So they go to 4-8-32. As Kingy always says, a mathematician's delight. He loves that sort of stuff. Bell Park 1 behind. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard. We played 32 and a half minutes. I've got a dinner booking at 7 o'clock, people.
3-9-27, 4-8-32 and 7-7-49.
And some more feedback from Mark that I can't tell anybody on air.
On the KFCX. Ben Lloyd has kicking duty. Stands at the top of his defensive goal square and tries to work out what he's going to do. He's going to run into the right back pocket and try and drive a kick outside defensive 50, which is not as easy as it sounds on a day like today. Maris at the front of the pack trying to get a kick away. And here he is now getting a handball and getting a free kick, potentially. No. Ball out of bounds. Or is it a free kick? I'm not sure. We're waiting for a decision here. Umpire Ritchie actually said, give it to me. I'm going to ball it up. So 33 and a quarter minutes played. This is a long opening term as it goes into the air again. Maybe Hicks winning it this time. Cockrell, the handball release was a good one as he took it mid-air, tried to get it to Blood. Blood received but ran out of room, and here we go again. We've tried to make this a bit more entertaining than what it is, but unfortunately conditions are working against us on a Sunday afternoon, and not for the first time we come to West, and it's not West's fault. It's not the venue's fault that the northerly breezes just seem to want to get up in September. Tapped down by Hicks. Time for an indoor stadium in Geelong, I would have thought. Kick around the body. Blood. It's knocked away from Sam Burke, although Neildy probably wants one for basketball before footy. Clearing kick. That's just selfish, Mark and Merkovic.
They can't get one in Hobart, mate. We're not getting one in Geelong, I can tell you.
Onto the chest of Gorman, who takes the mark. In front of the scoreboard that shows St Mary's 32 leading Bell Park 1, and it's gone past 34 minutes.
Gorman goes long. Sprague can't take the mark. Bartolo gave it to Hamish Burke. He kicked it so high, it's brought rain, which we probably need. Ball into towards Flynn, tapped away by Gorman for Bell Park. Goes to Cockerell. Handball back towards Dowling. He actually got decapitated. I'm sure he has not. He's got a facial injury after that. That's unbelievable. And Paddy's going to have a shot for goal. And not without a chance, the great Paddy Dowling. Oh, wow, this is unbelievable. It's so strong, it's nearly blowing over Paul Peck's son, Lockie. And he's a big boy. He's standing in front of us as the water boy for St Mary's while he watches Paddy Dowling go.
He'll kick this.
From 50. He's called it. A little bit of chopper action from Kingy on the siren. He comes with a left foot kick and he has kicked it, but he's kicked it behind. Through for one behind, and that makes it 4-9-33. St Mary's at quarter time. They lead Bell Park one behind.
So have they missed some opportunities in this opening quarter? We'll obviously see in the second term. Bell Park kick with the aid of, as you can hear through our effects mites, it is a very strong breeze, but it is going to die off a little bit later according to the Bureau. And staying all over that this afternoon has been Birchie with the Bomb app, thanks to Godding. So we'll keep an eye on how that unfolds. But Bell Park at least want to blowy for another half an hour to give themselves an opportunity to kick with it in the second quarter. We'll take a break from here.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is my school.
This is our centre.
The 7-seat hybrid Toyota Kluger.
Hi, girls.
Available now with a 4.9% comparison rate with Toyota Finance.
What? This is our uniform. Are you serious? They just copied us.
Visit your local Toyota dealership today. Toyota.
Magpie and Blake. Here's Noah with the footy though. True centre wing through the arms of McDonald. He sends it long. Foppiani got up and Foppiani took the mark. Hamlin Hanger contender as he puts Charlie Lang on a poster. Aaron looks to head to the corridor with a long ball. Nashes his target, but getting across and taking a wonderful mark. Bartolo. Hamlin Hanger.
feel-good mix.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Quarter time at Westoval, the GFL Elimination Final. St Mary's 4-9-33, leading Bell Park a 1 behind. Around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. And in the GDFNL first semi-final, kicking with the breeze in this second quarter are the Belmont Lions. They're 1-4-10, trailing Bell Post Hill 3-7-25. They're a bit ahead of us 14 minutes into the second quarter. AFLW this afternoon, the Cats to bounce in about 15 minutes from now. 2 games underway. The Swans taking on the Dockers in Sydney and lead 61-37. Tight one in Adelaide. The Crows 38 lead the Lions 35. Matt Dowling in the expert chair for the Sporting Globe, keeping an eye on some key numbers too for Kerrs High. What did you take away from that opening term, Dowlo?
Yeah, look, it's always difficult for the defensive team when there's such a strong breeze, but I thought that St Mary's used the ball okay going inside 50s. 4 goals, 9, probably wasted a couple of opportunities, but it is really hard at the start of the game to get a bit of an idea as to how that wind is playing. So expect them to be maybe better in the third quarter when they have that wind advantage again, but it'll be interesting to see what Bell Park picked up from defending that quarter and how they then move the ball going inside 50 this quarter with the breeze advantage. But some stats around the ground: 6 clearances to 8 in Bell Park's favour, intercept marks even at 4 apiece, and Bell Park +5 in marks around the ground, 10 to 5. They're the 3 stats keeping an eye on today.
Kerrs High, 100% locally owned and operated in Geelong. Thank you for that, Dowlo. The Geelong Falcons season is over. Knocked out at the quarter-final stage by the Gippsland Power. 7-9-51 the Falcons. The Power 8-11-59. Commiserations to Paul Corrigan and his crew. St Mary's have broken from their huddle. I think Birchie's over at the Bell Park huddle, which has a significant proportion of people around it at the moment. We'll get to Birchie in a moment, but umpires haven't even split. And the sun is out for Goddings, which is, well, considering there was some talk of thunderstorms and the like, that maybe we'll avoid the real horrendous stuff, but the breeze can disappear quickly if it felt the need to. But not in Bell Park's case, as we go down to Jane Birch. Birchie, just trying to find you down among the throng of green and white. Where do we find you right now?
Just with James Saker here. Sakes, the key for your team now, I suppose, is, like you said in the huddle, not to drop their heads. This breeze is absolutely howling down to that southern end, so your team has the use of that, and they just need to be positive now and make the most capitalise.
Yeah, I think if we're good in clearance, then it's like an 8-goal breeze, so it's not going to do it for us. But we made 3 or 4 mistakes that got punished by goals, and the wind was at the back of that. So I'm pretty happy with that effort. Just need to tidy up a couple of things with our tackling and our contest, and we're going to get some looks this quarter.
And you just mentioned that, but you did a little bit of an education piece there in the huddle about that. You mentioned the tackles were really great, the numbers, but a few of them slipped high, and you just reiterated that to the group to make sure that those little fundamentals are right, and not to, especially with team with the breeze, to let those sort of free kicks slip in. Yeah,
and I think if they go hard and low, we need to just be a bit more controlled with our tackle. A bit antsy and a bit keen to get in there and get amongst, and that's sort of where the high free kicks come in.
Thanks, Sakes. Good luck. Half-time will give us a bit more of a better measure of where things are at.
It will indeed. Thanks.
Second quarter for Sheen panel service underway. Here's Jace.
The ball has come towards Jet Birmingham, and the free kick's going to come back. I think free kick for a push in the back.
Just an adjustment to St Mary's defence. Sam Burke's gone behind the ball to play as a spare defender.
So Nick Petering's got it. I think Chris Jansen might be back there too, just patrolling. Not going to see much forward of centre, you wouldn't have thought. He gives the handball away, Petering. Now Lloyd for Bell Park, inside 50. Ryan called out by Connors, but doesn't take the mark. And there's another one. Oh, the umpire missed it. He had the whistle at the mouth. Jack Sarcevic nearly got decapitated Paddy Dowling style, and umpire Chaston said no.
Surely one of the other 2 umpires has seen that.
Surely umpire Chaston saw it and didn't do anything about it.
We'll get a ball up about 40 out from goal. Tapped down by Hicks, roving by Ham though for St Mary's, a high kick. It'll spin and it'll almost bow back to him. Underneath it is Birmingham, knocked away by Dowling. Cockrell did some good roving at the front, tried to get a handball to Wales, and right in front of Jason Boris for Pixel Sports Media. It goes out of bounds. Jason will get some good snaps here, as we see some rare play in front of our best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Try a Dimmy Jaffel today. Hurled back into play. Hicks and Hughes gone over the head of both of them. It's bounced into the waiting arms of Maris, who had his kick smothered. Here's Lucas, tight angle, not a bad effort, but no, missed. to the right. Just didn't get the bend back that he wanted, and a minus score there for the Dragons. They need goals as they trail by 31. 4-9-33 plays 2 behinds as we approach 2 minutes almost played on the Sheen Panel Service second quarter K-Rock score.
Lang chips it in to the back pocket to Hamish Burke. So already a little bit of a change because Bell Park didn't do that in the first quarter. Ball goes outside and a mark taken. Sam Burke, good mark. And he takes it at right half back. He handballs it away. Now blood underneath, goes towards centre wing at the back. Hollard got it away. Lloyd off a step for Bell Park. Back to whence it came. Mark not taken by Jansen. Coming across the front of him was Pigeon. Bad day for Pigeons. And it's going to be a boundary throw in at left half forward for Bell Park.
They just need to be mindful, Bell Park, when they are going forward. They've got numbers around the contest and potentially an outnumber as well with St Mary's dropping off to defend, that they don't just blaze away and dump the ball forward, using numbers around the contest and then try and run it forward.
Maris at the front of the pack does the roving from the ruck contest, but he's held up and going nowhere, brought to ground by Jack Blood. We'll do it all again. Umpire Ritchie puts it into the air. Hicks grabbed it out of the ruck, jammed it on the boot, went about 8 metres. Rayner was clean with his hands and then kicked quickly to the outside of the right boot. It'll spin towards Travellini, but it bounced away from him. Chance to try and pick it up for Lucas. He's in there. Maris got it on the up, trying to find Hollard. Blood keeping him company. Tried to clear a path for Jansen. Jammed on the boot by Braden Ham. He's kicked it straight out of bounds on the full. It's horrendous windy conditions, making quality football a nightmare. Free-flowing passages of play are going to be a rarity this afternoon unless we see the breeze drop off, I should say, over the next couple of hours.
Then Lloyd from centre wing plays on, runs his full measure, right foot kick long, inside 50, needs a mark, doesn't get one. Burke, the spare man behind for St Mary's, goes back towards the middle. Dowling can't pick it up on the half volley, can the second time, then gets his head ripped off, should get a free kick. Umpire Chaston found that one. Oh, the Bell Park boys are up and about. And it will be a free kick to Paddy Dowling, inside defensive 50. Chips the ball out, looking for Lang. It holds up in that breeze, but good. Bit of space for Charlie Lang. He just says, come across. I want to kick along the line here. He's got Wales short. And he's just taking his time. They're going to chew up as much time as they can, St Mary's, against the breeze. Oh, he kicked it with the outside of his foot, only as far as Birmingham, and got the handball away. They're going to run through. Short little kick over the top was putrid, really. Comes back towards Sprague for St Mary's. Handball by Lang, got it away to Harvey Ryan, ducked ahead. Handball over the top to nobody in particular. Ham made it better than it was to Cockrell. He gets it through his chain of handballs. Blood gets it on the outside. Flynn got pushed off the football, but got the handball away. Close to the boundary line. St Mary's are happy to see it over. Just forward of centre wing, broadcast side.
Nice build up from St Mary's, using that run with carry roll as a group, using the link up by hands as opposed to just bombing it down the line and turning it over where Bell Park was set up behind the ball.
Tom Pearson would like that kick back. The boundary throw in. Hughes wins the tap down and rolls to the front of the pack. Ham is happy to see it out for another stop. He just gave a little tap to go along with, and out it went. That was the only place it was going. It was never staying alive. Plenty of direction being given from the respective benches, especially about how teams set up. Held back into play by the boundary umpire. Hughes surely being held onto in the ruck contest by Hicks. Will win a free kick. Ollie Hicks will stand the mark. Might have been better to actually try and get back and fill a hole. Handball off to Ham, cruising around the back. Maris can't go with him. Ham drives a long ball, got good purchase towards half forward. Back with the flight. Copley did all he could to take the mark, but just couldn't hang on. And Benstead is locked up once he takes a loose footy. And we'll do it all again. Left half forward. Saints in attack and leading by 31. 5.5 played on the second quarter. Carrock Barn Foods time clock.
I think you'll see the likes of Braden Ham getting back this quarter and trying to get round the back and run and carry from a handball receive. Same as Charlie Lang off the half back line. Some real runners that can use their legs to get some distance.
Hicks got it down to Maris. Got it back to Hicks. Left foot kick. Torpedo punt behind the ball. Hughes takes the mark for St Mary's at left half back. And he is a Monday to Friday a little bit, Fletch. So he might just want to try and... No, he wants a kick. That's okay. Goes towards centre wing. He goes towards Rudd. He's got 3 on him. In fact, it was Garner out there, and he had Lockie Patton for company, and Patton was good enough to see it over the boundary line. So centre wing, we're going to have another boundary throw in.
4:9:33 playing two behinds on the Sheen panel service K-Rock scoreboard. Get 750 off your access with Sheen Group. T's and C's apply. Hicks front position on the tap down. Lockie Patton in traffic was able to get a handball away by being slung. Pigeon didn't take it cleanly. Birmingham tried. Cockrell on hands and knees was able to get a handball up. Hughes held it back for Rayner. Rayner, that's holding the ball, I reckon. Patton has laid a really good tackle on Keaton Rayner, who didn't take the first opportunity to dispose of it. And Lockie Patton will send it towards forward 50. Pulls it into the right forward pocket. Not a great kick. Big fist by Sam Burke. Decisive left fist. Knocks it out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary throw in this afternoon for Lockie Patton. Senior game, 193 for the veteran skipper. But it's going to be hurled in the right forward pocket.
So a boundary throw in. Pearce up against Hughes. 40 around from Bell Park's goal. Southern end of Church Road. That is a pretty good, handy boundary throw in from their boundary umpire. He's done a good job there, Pearce. He gets tackled by Hughes and also Garner. So umpire McLeod will ball it up. Still 45 out from Bell Park's goal. Ball up, Pearce. Hughes gets it down. Rode by Hicks, the biggest rover in Australia. Goes with a left foot kick. Goes towards goal. And it does a nice little Tim May. Just a little offie there and out of bounds for a boundary throw in. So the Parkers still into attack at the right forward pocket. They're two behinds, haven't scored a goal yet, and we've played 8 minutes in this second term. Some areas of 4:9:33.
Windswept is the best way to describe West Oval this afternoon, and same at St Albans, where Belmont Lions 2-5-17 trail Bold Post Hill 3-7-25. The margin 8. 25 minutes played second quarter. Shallow throw in. It's allowed to bounce. They're going to have to do that again. Nothing against the boundary umpire. He's
straight into it too there.
Against the tide, he's swimming. He's just been pulled in a little bit by the field umpire to try and give both rucks a fair shot at it. This one's a bit better. From behind, Hughes won the tap down. Sarcevic couldn't take the ball cleanly. It clean bowled him almost in the end. And it goes out of bounds for another boundary throw in. And St Mary's will have no issue with this, Dowlo. Chewing up time.
No, they're more than happy with repeat stoppages for the quarter.
Boundary throw in. 25 around from Bell Park's goal. Pearce and Rudd. Birmingham got the handball away towards Pigeon. Rudd got it away for St Mary's. He goes to the middle of the ground. It's all Bell Park behind the ball. Still in the middle. Lloyd measures it beautifully to Sarcevic, but it runs away from him with the breeze. He couldn't quite get there. Charlie Lang was tracking him towards the boundary line, and the boundary umpire is on overtime today. He's got a bit more work to do here. 30 around from the Bell Park goal. Back to whence it was. We're going to have another boundary throw in. 9 played in this second term. St Mary's by 31.
Rudd and Hicks holding on to each other. Rudd winning the fist back towards the boundary line and out. Just make sure you don't put that out in the full ruddy, because that's what the decision would be. But Hicks with a good piece of jumper there. It's an unsightly part of our game, unfortunately, some of these ruck contests. The way they grapple. You used to have to start further apart than that, didn't you? Ball back into play. Once again, it's Hicks holding on, won the tap down to Patton. Patton left the footy behind. Blood there to put the pressure on. He'll now lay a tackle 40 metres out from goal. We'll do it all again. 4:9:33, 2 behinds Bell Park. 9 3/4 minutes played on the second quarter. Barn Foods time clock.
So ball up. Rudd with a big left fist. That Rayner got a clearing kick towards half back. Just runs along the boundary line. Tracking it back there, Jones. Oh, it's out. Okay, it was out, said the umpire. A boundary throwing on centre wing. St Mary's have moved it around from their half-back flank. It's just like a rugby game. Just tacking around the boundary, trying to get some yardage. Rudd and Hicks. Ruck contest. Rudd gets a left hand to it. Through the middle was Wareham. Oh, he put a tackle on without Nick Connors having the ball. And Chip, who hasn't paid it for a beer in 6 years, will take the free kick at half-back.
Lateral with the kick to Braden Ham, who marks right in front of our best seats in the house. Try Dimmy Jaffel today at Apco Cafe 24/7. Just trots off, nobody really manning the mark of any note, and Maris wasn't really strong there. The spoiler is going to end up in the hands of Lucas. Petering, handball on the up. Lucas again. Lloyd surely didn't take possession either way. Patton's going to hack it inside forward 50. Marking target was Hoey. Well, Sarcevic just stumbled as he tried to find the footy, and St Mary's have got numbers back there to clean up. Jansen, one of those. Little right foot kick. Kicked it straight to Mahadi. Tight in the pocket. Sarcevic stepped around 1, stepped around 2. Left foot banana is one of the best you will ever see. Jack Sarcevic has pulled off in an elimination.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is my school.
Left foot and banana it through. That is one of the best of the year, if not of all time, in a Bell Park jumper.
That is an incredible goal. That's a great finish from Jack Sarcevic. And I think, I don't know, like St Mary's, they had numbers back there that are under a bit of pressure. You almost just take it over and take the point and away you go. But turned it over and he stayed in the contest and a lovely finish.
Back to the middle. Hicks gets it down. In the middle, the ball spills free to Rudd. Oh, that might have been held on to for too long there. Jack Blood it was. Fraser Maris will get the free kick in the middle.
That'll spark them.
That should. Maris, left foot kick towards full forward. Big pack there, over the back. Who's the goalkeeper? Charlie Lang gets back there. He'll be happy to see it through. Oh, gee whiz.
What I don't understand is why St Mary, Bell Park are leaving +2 forward of the ball.
Yeah, wouldn't you get them up there?
In defence, at least take one. There's so many times you can just keep rolling and they keep putting one back, but at least even one up and play 7v8.
To the right back pocket, Lang runs and then delivers towards outside defensive 50. Plenty of flies, hits one of those, front of the pack, a handball out. Maris, now quick snap around the body, a high floating ball, might have been Pidge, and Hoey runs at the footy. Sam Burke dropped the mark, time to recover. Lang, that's dangerous, kick straight back into the waiting arms of Lucas. He spins 360, then snaps around the body to the goal square. On the goal line, Sarcevic went through the hands of about 3, and Jack Sarcevic was Johnny on the spot. That's a bit more regulation for Jack, but he's got 2, and he pulls the margin back to 18 on the second quarter. The waiting arms of Lucas. Service spins 360, then snaps around the body to the goal square. On the goal line, Sarcevic 4-9-33. Maybe that was just the one they needed to get moving, Dowlow. They get 2 quickly. Bit of momentum with the Dragons 13 minutes into the second term.
Absolutely. They just needed to keep putting them under pressure by getting repeat inside 50 entries. And when you have a player like Sarcevic and you've got some tall players down there like Mitch Mahadi, all they have to do is bring that ball to ground and make a contest and not allow St Mary's defenders to outmark them. They've been good in that area this quarter. And then with the likes of the players like Sarcevic, his skills and quality both in the air and at ground level, when he gets his hands on it, you know that something can happen, and he's popped up and kicked the last 2 goals in the space of 1 minute.
Smart play by Jack Sarcevic at the back of the pack there. So back to 18, the difference. And he ball up right in the middle against Hicks. Garner's short little kick didn't go very far. Copley put some tackle pressure on. Mitch Patton not going anywhere. Just forward to the centre circle for St Mary's. Umpire McLeod will throw the ball in the air. Hicks takes it out of the ruck contest. Maris fresh air shot and then landed on the footy. Blood on hands and knees as well. Handball by Lucas was good. Got it to Jonty Scott for Bell Park. Now to Petering at half back. Outside of the right foot towards centre half forward. Oh, Sarcevic got one in the back and the umpire said yes he did. And Jack's going to make it 3 in 2 minutes probably.
He just propped at the right time, Dowlow. I reckon he knew there was contact coming from behind.
He did, and what they did really well prior to that ball coming inside 50 to him was the way that they were able to chain out of contests there. They got inside to outside using handballs rather than just blazing away and bombing it on the boot and kicking to a contest, and then that sort of free movement with shoulders out puts the defenders under pressure, and hence the free kick to Sarcevic.
50 outs, Jack. Left foot kick, just leant back on it, didn't really get the distance in the end. Oh, going up big time there was Hoey. And he just went for a little bit of a playground hang there. Didn't take the mark and through for 1 behind. So they go now to 2-4-16. Bell Park trails St Mary's 4-9-33. Sheen panel service, K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Charlie Lang with the footy. Runs into the right back pocket again and sends it to that outer side of West Oval, looking for a mark, can't find one. It's off the hands of the pack. You're going to struggle to find one with so many around the footy. Ball's going to go back inside forward 50. Might have been Wareham. It's going to land safely in the arms of Keaton Rayner though for the Saints, who marks about 30 from his defensive goal. Keen fisherman Keaton Rayner loves the whiting off St Leonard's. Drops the line in and whiles away the time. Kick to half back, he's kicked it straight to Lockie Patton. He's taken a really good mark in front of Michael Rudd. He'll look to send it with that left boot of his from about 70 out. Into the pocket he goes. Sarcevic is his target. Connors judged it best, couldn't complete the mark. Sarcevic knocked it back. Pigeon went with the left foot, but the banana was partially smothered. At the top of the square, a little soccer. Oh, the soccer couldn't even get through. That was coming from Pearson, and a rush behind is the eventual result. as Pearson went off the ground, but another rush behind for the Dragons. Margin is now 16. They go to 2-5-17. St Mary's 4-9-33 in this low-scoring, windswept elimination final on K-Rock Football. Hope you're enjoying the call as much as we are bringing it to you. FM 88.5, KRockFootball.live, and of course AFL Barwon TV.
Jansen tried to kick the footy in towards Fletch Hughes running at him, but he, in the end, kicked it out of bounds on the full. So Bell Park will take a free kick, and it's with Lockie Patton, who's on the boundary line, 50 from goal, left foot kick, top of the square now, big pack there, Burke from behind, big thump away by him, side of the pack falls to the Pigeon, he can't get it through, handball by Lang, he set a target for Wales, and he's going to get a free kick because he got held on to, and Elijah Wales will take the, and Fitty, and Bippy, didn't get it back there, Hamish Lucas. And Elijah Wales will come down towards centre wing. That's a nice little 50 too.
Got a frustrated coach, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Got him hemmed in. And
17 played in this second term. St Mary's 4-9-33. Bell Park 2-5-17. Sheen Panel Service, K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Elijah Wales from Myrtleford in the Ovens of Murray, who will play in a prelim next week for a spot in the grand final. I think they're chasing their first grand final berth in the best part of 20 years. Matt Taberner, the former Docker, playing with. That's a good mark by Eli Pearce. That's a hammer hanger contender at half back. Copley was all over him. He was able to reel it in. Take a nice mark in these conditions. He'll drive a long ball, gets good carry. Sarsavicki's target gets a meat in the sandwich off the hands of the pack. That's going to be claimed by Finn Hoey. So he had the first hands on it. I was watching Sarcevic getting sandwiched between Harvey Ryan and Nick Connors, and Finn Hoey was keeping his eyes on the footy as that long ball came in, and he'll go back and have a shot. Just have a look at the replay. It was a long ball. It got great carry, and oh gee, did Burke get a spoil on that? Well, he didn't argue with the umpire, so Finn Hoey with the mark. An important shot at goal as we approach time on in the second quarter. Man on the mark stands 35 from goal. Hoey started at left and it stayed left. Tried to work it back and just didn't get the work that he wanted. The margin is 15. So also having opportunities in front of goal that are going begging here. Bell Park 2-6-18 plays 4-9-33, and the mass migration to the southeast corner of the ground continues.
Wouldn't it be fun if Chris Jansen just kicked it to Hamish Burke here and he ran up the ground? That'd be something different. He's by himself in the other back pocket, but Jansen goes to the outer side defensively, holds up in the breeze, big pack there. Who marks it? Nobody. Maris kicks it back to whence it came for Bell Park. Rayner goes up, punches it away. Ball over the boundary line, and another throw in the left forward pocket for Bell Park.
Chase, we could almost coordinate that play and get, if they got a interchange, Paddy Dowling could just jump on the wing and away you go.
Absolutely, Birchie. It's a set play. They do it all the time. That's it. I like it.
Back into play again. It's a shallow throw in. It's grabbed out of the ruck by Hughes, who through traffic fires a handball. He wanted Travellini, who we haven't caught a lot of Jesse this afternoon. Matty Dowling, fair to say, if at all.
Tough day for somebody starting on the wing over there, Travellini.
Experts chair for the Sporting Globe. Eat, Drink, Sport, Rory Street, Geelong. Countdown is on to the K-Rock interview.
Oh, dangerous.
Breakup. Certainly, if your name's Jane Birch and you end up anywhere near Ben Casanelli, a boundary throw in. Ryan was able to take the loose footy, tried to hack it out of half back. It's off the hands of Reid. A handball forward that went looking for Rudd. Benstead buffeted him away. Copley got a soccer on the footy, but only into the path of Patton. Patton never took possession. He'll win a free kick. He was being held. At Copley, a little bit overzealous there in his attack on the veteran Dragon skipper, who wants to come backwards into the middle of the ground. Wareham is his target. Lloyd, I should say, is his target. He can switch to Hollard if he so desires, but instead says, well, I'm just going to bang this long. He just sets it up. They'll fly about 25 out from goal. Spoil came from Hamish Burke, side of the pack. Wareham ready to pounce. Try to knock it to his own advantage. Bartolo also haven't called a lot of. Handball to Jansen, defensive goal square. Will send a ball that will hold in the breeze. 25 out from goal. Rudd, try and claim the mark. Couldn't. Hands and knees. Here's Pearson, and he's wrapped up now, and we'll get a ball up about 30 out. Maybe 25 out from the Bell Park goal, taking the Southern or Church Street end in this second quarter. They trail by 15 on the K-Rock Sheen Panel Service scoreboard. 18 plays 33.
Hughes and Pearce. Pearce gets it down for Bell Park in the ruck contest. The ball's still in dispute. And Connors puts the tackle on Maris, not going anywhere. About 20 out from goal.
Long 7 Essendon and no score. So the Cats with the first goal again in AFLW. Let's see if they can get a win this afternoon at Windy Hill.
Hughes tapped it down. Cockrell, he can't pick it up either for St Mary's. Ball still in dispute. Rayner, he puts the tackle on. Real bear hug style tackle too against Lockie Patton. And the skipper's not going anywhere for Bell Park. So another ball up. Still 20 out from the Bell Park goal. Hughes goes up. Pearce got it down. Rayner got tackled, and he's not going anywhere either. And we have another ball up.
You're pretty quiet down there, Birchie. Injury-wise, not much to report for St John of God Hospital, if anything.
No injuries so far, so that's good for both teams.
So about 20 metres out. Another stoppage. The roving done by Maris, but he was unable to go anywhere. And umpire Richie says, give it to me one more time. Knocked down by Pearce. Trying to get a kick out of there was Braden Ham. Tackle laid on Blood. Over the top of him might be Tommy Pearson laying that tackle.
Half-time at St Albans. Belpo still 25, Belmont 24.
So the breeze there having an impact as well. From the ruck contest, the ball went away from the rucks, head over it, but unable to take it. Pearson trying to barge his way through Sarcevic, trying to get to his feet with the footy.
Like watching the Storm and the Dragons here.
Had to, it is a little bit. Just waiting for Ryan Pappenhausen to do something. Go again. Umpire Richie got in the way of Pearce. Hughes won the tap down. Jansen too slow. He didn't get that on the boot. That should be holding the ball. Chris Jansen thought he had more time than that was actually on offer. And umpire Richie's bailed him out, I think, there, and we'll do it all again. But right on the edge of the goal square, left-hand edge, we'll get it thrown into the air.
Hughes, Pearce tries to take it out of the ruck. He does and kick a goal. Eli Pearce, great play by the big ruckman. Pushed Hughes past it, picked up the footy, turned around and kicked the goal. And something out of nothing for Bell Park and also for the number 33,
goal square,
Eli Pearce.
Left-hand edge, we'll get it thrown into the air.
Had 4 or 5 attempts against Hughes in that forward 50 ball up stage.
Great play by
the big ruckman. Third for Bell Park. 3-6-24, they trail St Mary's. 4-9-33 Sheen panel service. K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Yes, it's smart play from Eli Pearce just to change something up. We'd had 5-6 sort of repeat inside 50 stoppages and just something needed to change, and grabbed it out of the ruck and finished nicely in front of goal for another one on the tally for Bell Park. But the other thing is that we can't undervalue is the ability of how difficult it is for teams to get rotations happening at the moment. So Paul spent a lot of time over inside 50 on the other side of the ground, and there's players that have been spending a lot of time on the bench, and that sort of just tires everybody out and wears them down. So there are goals available if you can catch teams off guard, not being able to get rotations in.
Okay, Plant Farm is keeping an eye on Maris and Ham in their little battle. Garner's going to do the clearing kick out of the ruck, but he's put it straight onto the chest there of Wilson Mack. Mack laterally with a kick to half back. And a handball fired forward. Hollard, here's some free play, although I reckon his kick might have been partially smothered. He tried to get it forward to Maris. Maris trying to knock it to advantage. Might have caught one high. Umpire said play on. Harvey Ryan onto the loose footy. He's wrapped up. We'll get a ball up left half forward. And that was about as free-flowing as we've seen this afternoon from the Dragons. Stoppage left half forward. 4-9-33, playing 3-6-24 as those wind gusts continue from the north.
Hicks gets it down for the Bell Park towards Patton. He couldn't take it with him, though. There's real stacks on the mill, left half forward for Bell Park, and we're going to have another ball up. Should have counted the number of ball ups today. That would have been fun.
Trent West, 170.
Yeah,
sort of arrangement.
Absolutely. So another one. Hicks pushes Hughes past the football and then loses it, gets it back, and then gets it away again. Wareham, right foot kick inside 50, and it's just bounced inside the field of play. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Geelong 13 lead the Bombers 6.
About 30 around from the Bell Park goal. They're 3-6-24. They trail St Mary's 4-9-33. We've played 25 minutes in this second term on the Bowen Foods time clock.
We find another goal here. There's a free kick against Pearce for a push in the back on Hughes. Charlie Lang thought about taking the advantage and then decided I'm going to run into a brick wall here, and Fletcher Hughes has it in the right back pocket. He goes wide to Jansen, and then Jansen pulls a kick towards half back, but judging it best and taking a good mark is Isaac Wareham. Now, this is not beyond Isaac Wareham distance-wise, but he's not going to have a shot. He's just going to send it to the top of the square through hands of Connors. It's going to roll out of bounds. I suspect having a shot is better than sending up to the top of the square when players just can't get a run and jump at it.
Yeah, he just kicked it very hard and flat there too, Wareham inside 50, and with the numbers that St Mary's have back, it was just not the right kick. So it was either just put it even further out, sort of to that 25-30 out from goal where forwards can run and jump, or you're having a shot.
Shallow throw in. Hughes double palm down, front of the pack. Here's Maris, lost it in the tackle. Pigeon, there's going to be a free kick for a hold. I reckon Maris, geez, he's a genius at attracting free kicks, and we know he's number one in the competition for Kerrs High, 4 free kicks, and not for the first time today, he's been able to, not milk one's not the right word, but he just seems to know how to play the footy to be able to win himself the Red Sharon. What's he looking at here, Dale? Is it right-hand goal post?
I reckon straight through the middle, you know.
Get through, kick it.
Yeah, left foot up. Fraser Maris has shanked it to the left. That was never pretty off the boot, and the margin is 8. 3-7-25. Plays 4-9-33. Second quarter action's gone 26 3/4 minutes on the Barn Food side.
So Chris Jansen with the kicking in again. Plays on. Runs his full measure and goes to the outer side as far as he can. 55 from goal. Big pack there on good mark in front, Sam Burke. He had about 6 players up with him and took a great mark.
Sam Burke, absolutely no hurry.
No, just turned around, called to play on now at half back. Keeps the ball low towards centre wing. Holds up and Garner at the front. Ball spills free from him. Ham underneath was okay to Harry McMahon. Shuffled the handball out to Travellini. He couldn't pick it up though before it went out of bounds. And just forward of centre wing for St Mary's. We're going to have a boundary throw in. 27.5 played. Barn Food, second quarter time clock. Sells the freshest fix direct to you, Donga Road in North Geelong.
Not far from the Zambrero sign. Thank you to Jake Mercedes and all the crew at Geelong West Zambrero for feeding us today. Boundary throw in, maybe won by Hicks. Gorman's there, trying to jam it on the boot but not get a kick away. Is Maris through traffic, a handball. Lucas, a bit hot for Hicks. Cockrell trying to knock it to advantage and then pick up the loose footy. Taken in the tackle by Jonty Scott. Got boot on the ball, didn't go 15. Garner tried to get it to Travellini. Stolen away by Wareham. Calls for a free kick that will go unanswered. Long ball. Going towards half forward. Pearce was able to knock it away and then find the loose ball. A throw by Jack Sarcevic is the call. Umpire McLeod all over that one. It'll come back and be a free kick and maybe a square up for whatever was missed on the other side of the ground. But had St Mary's players incredulous, and Charlie Sprague will take it inside defensive 50 for the Saints. 28.5 minutes played in this second term. Sheen Panel Service K-Rock scoreboard. St Mary's 4-9, lead Bell Park 3-7.
So Sprague tries to keep it as low as he can into that breeze. Goes towards Rudd on centre wing. Punched on by Merkovic. Now Birmingham on hands and knees. Maris too high.
Another free kick for
Another
Fraser.
free kick for Fraser. He gives the handball away quickly. They go. Lloyd off a step. Inside 50. Big pack there. Punched away by Sprague. And comes back to him in the end. Got it to Jansen by a hand. Missed Lang, but got a little bit of time. Then he left it behind Birmingham. Put the pressure on him. And the pack develops around those two. Pearce comes in as well. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. About 40 out from the goal for Bell Park. 8 points behind. 29.5 played in this second term.
Love a goal here, the Dragons, just to pull it back within a kick going into the main break. Grabbed out of the ruck by Pearce. Can't release a handball, but he got one high and he'll get a free kick. Might have been against Hughes. I reckon it might have been there just on the first glance. Let's see from the replay whether there was a bit of high contact there on Eli Pearce. Recruiter from White Hills. See a lot in that. The head went back as if to say he had got high contact.
Back and to the left. Grassy Knoll style.
Already kicked one when he grabbed it out of the ruck at the top of the square earlier in the quarter. Looking for his second, Eli Pearce. From 48 metres out, driving ball. It's missed to the left and through for a minor score. 1-1 for Eli Pearce. Kicked 4 goals when the two teams met back in round 15. He actually kicked 4 straight that day, but not accurate there. 3-8-26, 4-9-33. We've ticked past 30 minutes played on the Barn Food second quarter time clock.
Ham kicks it in towards defensive 50. Hughes, good mark in front. Did well there, the big ruckman, and just stands back like he's going to kick for goal.
Merkovic's got to spoil that.
Yeah.
Tom, yep. So Fletch Hughes called to play on now. Oh, he's kicked that into the backyard. That is out of bounds on the full, well and truly. And the turnover to Bell Park is Merkovic. He goes long with the kick inside 50. Hoey goes up, punched away by Burke for St Mary's. Falls towards Jansen over the top of it. He gets a clearing kick, dangerous back towards forward 50. Scott gave it away. Handball across 50. Lloyd off a step for Bell Park. Top of the square. Who's over the back? Where's Jack? Tapped over. And well done by Sam Burke. Slapped it into the behind post. We're going to have a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for the Parkers at the southern end of the ground.
I thought Steve Benstead was queuing up for a goal, a very rare goal there. 155 game career. Right forward pocket hurled back into play. Tapped down by Pearce, front of the pack. Connors clearing kick, didn't get great purchase. It'll roll outside defensive 50. Petering will be first there. Got a little bump from Dowling, cleared a path for McDonald. Handball too hot for Bartolo. McDonald had to go again. Pigeon knocks him out, and we'll do it all again in the right forward pocket. About 40 metres around, 45 around from the right hand behind post. So boundary umpires come right in about 7 or 8 metres, knowing that this breeze is just playing havoc with the Sharon today. Pearce, or rather Hicks, I should say, works Fletcher Hughes off the footy, jammed on the boot by Ham, and deflected off the shins of McDonald. Here's Lloyd trying to find some room, trying to get a handball to Maris, got a handball away, and then got thrown in the tackle. And it'll be a free kick. I'm sure that there was no holding the ball there. Lloyd got the handball away. Am I right in what I saw?
Yeah. No, I would have thought so. He obviously just clung on to him a bit long.
Had a hold.
Let's have a look.
So Benny Lloyd. This distance not beyond Ben Lloyd.
Oh, yeah. He got a front-on contact from Copley, actually.
So free kick there. St Mary's bench far from impressed. This to make the margin either a point or a goal. If he can find a score. Ben Lloyd, game 85. The Albury product. Has he got the carry? He's got good distance. He's got great distance, but it's touched on the line. And a minor score in the margin is 6. 3-8-26 becomes 3-9-27 on the second quarter Sheen Panel Service scoreboard. St Mary's a 4-9-33. Bowen Foods time clock. 33 minutes played.
So Jansen again. Surprise, surprise to the outer side. High kick close to the boundary line. Hughes goes up in the middle, off hands, front of the pack. Well, that's a hold. Free kick against Merkovic. And the free kick's going to come back to Harry McMahon.
Emperor X on the KFC X reckons 6 free kicks for Maris so far by his count. Watching this afternoon.
Well, he goes hard at it. Ball holds up again. Mel Benstead just stole it from Birmingham.
Oh, have a shot.
And balls it away. No, coming back, said the umpire. So the ball, and Sam Burke's just going to leave that. So that's good for St Mary's. Bell Park have to get it back there. And the mark, it's going to be Steve Benstead with it.
Geelong 16, Essendon 6 at Windy Hill. 20 minutes played in the first quarter of the AFLW Clash round 4.
Benstead's got it at left half forward. Well, let's be honest, it's nearly centre wing.
It might as well be forward pocket.
He can torp it. He goes with a right foot kick into the pocket. And Jansen, Hughes, none of them can actually get it for St Mary's. Runs out of bounds in the left forward pocket, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Thank God it's close, Dowlo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if it wasn't,
yes,
this would be horrible. Both teams having a crack. 34.5 minutes almost played, so we're going to have another 35-minute quarter, you would suspect. Boundary throw in, grabbed out of the ruck by Big Hicks. Big Hicks with another one. Worked Hughes off the footy. St Mary's are waiting for a free kick that will never come. And Ollie Hicks has tied up the scores with his 14th goal of the season. Looks like we'll go into the break all tied up by Big Hicks. Big Hicks with another one. Worked Hughes off the footy. St Mary's to the southern end with this blustery northerly. 4-9-33, each of 2 on the Sheen Panel Service. K-Rock scoreboard. Get $7.50 off your excess with Sheen Group. T's and C's apply. Here's Dowlo for the Sporting Globe.
It's been something that's been common today. That's 2 goals from the ruckman down in the forward 50. You can notice that Bell Park are actually just using their ruckman to go forward and take the stoppages as well.
Hughes gets it out of the ruck and does his own roving work as well for St Mary's. Ball spills free. Back towards Lloyd. Left foot kick this time. Inside 50. Punched away by Hamish Burke. Goes to the back of the pack. Connors pushed Sarcevic past it. Wales, good pick up. Got it away to Jansen at half back as the siren sounds for half time. And it's all square. St Mary's 4-9-33. Bell Park 4-9-33.
Half time, thanks to Blackman's Brewery. Ultimate halftime beer made in Geelong. Pivot City Lager will not go astray a little bit later this evening. Birchie's got a decision to make. Usually goes to the leader. We haven't got one as we're all locked up at half-time at 4-9 apiece. Birchie will make your way out onto the deck. Geelong at quarter-time, AFLW 17, lead Essendon 6. And in the GDFNL, third quarter of the first semi-final, 8.5 minutes played. Bellpost Hill now by 13, 6-7-43. The Lions 4-6-30. The Panthers kicking to the southern or Buckley's end. They're at...
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is my school.
This is our theatre.
The 7-seat hybrid Toyota Kluger.
Hi, girls.
Available now with a 4.9% comparison rate with Toyota Finance.
What? This is our uniform. Are you serious? They just copied us.
Visit your local Toyota dealership today. Toyota.
Magpie and Blake. Here's Noah with the footy though. True centre wing through the arms of McDonald. He sends it long. Foppiani got up and Foppiani took the mark. Hamlin Hanger contender as he puts Charlie Lang on a poster. There and looks to head to the corridor with a long ball. Nash is his target, but getting across and taking a wonderful mark. Bartolo. Hamlin Hanger.
Bunk beds and storage pieces. Customisable Australian-made bedroom furniture to suit your space and style. Luxurious pillows, quilt covers, sheet sets and more. Get behind the cats this season with your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. At Tyre Power, you deal with owners who are proudly independent. We're not just tyre experts. Tyres are our life and livelihood. And because many Tyre Power owners are part of your local community, you can trust our family to look after yours. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Time to take a look at the stats for the game so far. Thanks to Curse Hire, we have Bruce.
Oh, yes. Well, we've got some exciting weekends ahead, that's for sure. They've got the range, the quality, a strong team. In fact, did you know they've clocked up over 40 years in Geelong?
The Cats They've been around a bit more than that, Bruce.
Oh, no. Kerr's higher.
What about the stats for the game?
Well, statistically, I shouldn't even be here. I've got a patio to pay.
Kerr's Hire, North Geelong, Grovedale and Ocean Grove. kershire.com.au.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Halftime for Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate halftime beer made in Geelong. Joining us at halftime for 40 Winks, our post-game interview from yesterday takes place about 22 hours later. It's great to have in the box the coach of Newtown Chewell, Steve Johnson. Jono, thanks for joining us.
No worries, Kingy. Sorry I didn't turn up yesterday. I didn't know I was required in finals.
Win, lose or draw, Stevie.
Okay, well, I've turned up now. So.
Well done. Good to see you. Well done. Do you love that N hat? Do you own another hat? That N hat is getting, with your radio employer, is getting plenty of airtime?
I've got a couple of them, but yeah, it's getting a good run. I like it. It's nice and comfy. Cotton on hat.
Oh, there, look at that, bang.
Oh, it hasn't taken you long, has it, eh? He's
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, love it.
What did you take out of yesterday, other than, obviously, you're disappointed with the result, but 24 hours on, have you been able to sort of drill down on where it didn't go great for you?
Oh, I haven't watched the game yet. I'll probably sit down and watch that tomorrow, but I was pretty clear on where things went amiss for us. I thought around the contest, Colac were just harder and stronger, and they completely smashed us around the ball. Then there was some decision-making stuff where our players with the ball made some strange decisions. Yeah, a lot didn't go right. Like, there's probably a lot of things that add up to it being the result that it was in the end. But we were extremely disappointed with our effort and our intensity and aggression around the ball. I thought they were far superior.
What do you do then to regenerate over the next 8 days? And the last couple of weeks have been a bit tough. You've got some youngsters. It's been a long year. Do you feel that you may be seeing the impacts of that year on some of those kids?
Maybe, yeah, because the last couple of weeks we've been disappointing, and to be honest, like, one of the strengths of our game has been our ability to compete in the contest and pressure the opposition, which has probably fallen away a little bit. So, look, I'll be extremely honest with the players in terms of where the gap was between us and Colac and where we need the response. I was really happy the week before, when things weren't going our way against St Mary's, that we were able to find a way to get ourselves back into the game. But from the get-go yesterday, they were all over us, and they obviously played with a lot of confidence. And yeah, it did look like at times we were a little bit tired. But yeah, I'm not here to use that as an excuse.
What was the discussion up? Because we looked at the boys coming off the ground. They looked very disappointed with their effort. So I suspect it's always been an open and honest conversation between you and the playing group. I suspect after the game you were pretty honest with them, and they were honest with themselves.
Yeah, 100%. I sort of asked them what they thought happened, because no point me giving them all the answers. They need to understand what's happening out on the field and try and turn things around before it gets to a break or even after a game. They've got to understand, where we needed to be better. They answered the questions I posed to them after the game the right way, but yeah, I guess it was pretty clear that our intensity was nowhere near where it needed to be. We know that these good teams, that's what they're going to provide us the challenge with, but yeah, their bigger bodies were just they were too good for us yesterday, and yeah, we've got to find a way to freshen up during the week, but also understand what we need to bring next week if we want to compete with one of these two teams that are playing today. Otherwise, we'll have a very short final series.
Did you think that having had the exposure the week before against the Marys in a finals-like game, that it might have been a little bit different, that might have been the wake-up call they sort of needed?
Yeah, I was hoping that might be the case. That was part of my message. We experienced the finals-like game last week where St Mary's were playing life and death footy, and we weren't. We're maybe just waiting a little bit, and we got hit between the eyes, and we knew that it was going to be on from the start yesterday, but all the momentum from very early on was in their favour, and yeah, we couldn't wrestle it back in our favour.
Stevie, do you think that any of that disappointment over the last 2 weeks carries through that group, or are you hoping, and obviously it starts from a coaching perspective, but that you can turn the turn the dial around really quickly heading into what next week holds in front of you?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that we can regenerate sort of that enthusiasm and turn up to the game with the right mindset next week. We've got a good young group. Like, we've got some good senior players that have played or had excellent seasons so far. But the young kids, and Kingy touched on it, I think there's we might have seven or eight 18 and 19-year-olds yesterday. They're good kids. They come to work, they train hard, and they'll be disappointed. Even though we are young, we don't use that as an excuse. It's an opportunity for me to coach them, and hopefully we can come out and be much more competitive next week.
And conditions are tough out here today, but looking at the first half so far from this game, what are you noticing, and is there something that sort of caught your eye?
No, it's bloody windy. I don't know that. I actually just sat down or stood up down in the pocket behind the point post where Sarcevic kicked that miraculous goal just in that quarter. And I had to put my hat backwards. I haven't worn my hat backwards for 20 years, I don't reckon, but I had it on forwards and it blew off a couple of times. So if you were watching on the broadcast and you want to know just how windy it is, you can't keep your hat on looking straight into the teeth of the breeze.
That was known as your Leighton Hewitt phase.
Come on. That was a bloody good goal, though. Sarcevic. He zigged and zagged, and I don't think he knew what he was going to do, but in the end it sort of opened up for that little left foot check side, and I had to actually applaud it. I clapped that one after that.
That'd be something out of your repertoire.
Yeah, I probably would have kicked the snap, not the banana, Kingy, but no, you got to give credit where it's due. That was the best goal I've seen in the league this season.
And Stevie, some of your experienced players, Liam Nash and Ned Harris, I mean, they were fantastic again for you yesterday. They were trying their hardest. It just seemed like they needed a few others to help them out in the middle there and really get some ball going your way.
Yeah, oh, they've been terrific all year, and they're big bulls and they're competitive. But they were up against a really strong midfield as well. I thought it was there was the contest stuff, but then it was when the ball left the contest where I thought Colac were able to outnumber us and go from there. At times, just around the 50-50s weren't too bad, but as the ball left that area, they just got over and outnumbered and were able to then win that next contest, get onto those loose balls and go from there. And we were just looked a little bit sluggish. So there'd be a real focus this week, making sure we get over and outnumber wherever the ball goes. And
just a question on the confidence of forwards when you have a day like that where you don't hit the scoreboard, like you have been, the confidence of some of those players, you would know it yourself, you have a down week and then, the key, they just didn't have the supply, but to bounce back, and the next week you can turn it on and then kick a bag, someone like Connor Foppiani, to really, I saw him come off a few times a bit dejected, but it was just one of those days. So, yeah, a little bit of work this week probably, with the confidence with those forwards.
Yeah, well, we need to firstly give them the supply. They need to be competitive and to have a good day individually, but one thing I do know is, someone like Connor Foppiani who didn't have a great game yesterday, he's a competitor, and he'll be counting down the hours until he can play again, and hopefully have a bigger impact on the game next week. And that was due to I thought our ball movement was really poor, and again, well done to Colac for the way they defended the ground. But it's just a bad day at the office, and we get another opportunity next week, which is the benefit of finishing in the top three.
John, I enjoy the second half. Really appreciate you dropping by and having a chat to us here at halftime, and look forward to seeing you next Sunday.
All right, thanks guys. Cheers.
Steve Johnson joining us on K-Rock Footy. Thanks to 40 Winks, find the perfect bed for your body. Great to catch up with the coach of Newtown and Chilwell. Halftime thanks to Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate halftime beer made in Geelong. Let's have a look at the head-to-head for Breakwater Meadowland to halftime. Steel projects made easy. The impact of Sarcevic versus the impact of Dowling. Dowling.
Yes, well, Jack Sarcevic, didn't he come alive in that second quarter? So he has had 7 disposals this half, 1 tackle, 2 goals, 1. To Dowling, just the 3 touches and 1 tackle.
Stats thanks to Kerrs High, and that's the match-up thanks to Breakwater Meadowland. Steel projects made easy. Umpires back out on the ground, and also both teams. Thanks to Stevie J for dropping by at half-time here at West Oval. 4-9-33 apiece. Stallo, how do you if you're coaching St Mary's, what's the word from Ben Bosley and Luke Rayner with the aid of the breeze in this third term?
Yeah, I think you've got to obviously they've got the aid of the breeze, but still got to be mindful around how they use that. I think that even from where we're sitting, there's been space where times when the ball's been over on the far side of the ground to us, that teams still have the ability to bring it this side before attacking. I know that the wind's sort of favouring that side, but given that it's sort of going down the ground as well, you can still try and spread that defence, and it might be that you find a mark inside 50 versus being too predictable and just continuing to bang it long. So you've seen that both quarters that teams have that wind advantage, kicking 9 behinds, feel like there's an opportunity that they can just try and be a little bit more efficient going inside 50 and try and look at some different ways of scoring as opposed to just the standard avenue that both sides have had so far in the first half.
They got 2 behind the ball, Bell Park, already. Do you move one of the St Mary's boys and just stand him out here at half forward by himself somewhere?
Yeah, look, I'd just be looking to even up at least one of them. I said that last quarter and think that just to be able to have a little bit more ahead of the footy. Obviously, it's quite congested as it is, but if you're going to use the ball and want to move it quickly, you've got to try and get it in there to even enough numbers.
Luke Rayner has sent the runner out for St Mary's to the back 6 because they're playing on a forward 4 at the moment. Started the third term here. Bowen Timber bringing you the third term of the elimination final in the middle. Maris got it down, but only as far as Copley gets it inside 50 for St Mary's. Lloyd tried to tap it over the top. Getting through Dowling, got it to Wales. He gets tackled straight away. And it will be a ball up at 50 and a push after the tackle came from Elijah Wales. So the free kick is going to go to Bell Park, and it's going to be Ben Lloyd with it at right half back for Bell Park. Called to play on now, and does so. Drives it towards centre wing. Oh, in front, good mark. Birmingham does well for the Parkers. Takes it just at half back for the Dragons. He goes with a right foot kick towards centre wing now. Kicking against the breeze, going up, no mark taken by Pearson. Ball spills free. Sarcevic's handball was okay to Wareham. He breaks free as well. Left foot kick up the chimney towards centre half forward. Numbers back there with St Mary's, and Rayner takes the easy mark at centre half back.
He does and delivers to the middle of the ground. Hughes, a handball release to Copley. Copley sends a kick into the left forward pocket. Burke's target. Jones from behind the spoil. Couldn't find it on the rebound, Jones. Ball at ground level. Here's Burke. Did okay, got a handball, but tried to get it back to Wales. Slightly impacted. The bouncing ball knocked away into the path of Birmingham. Couldn't take it cleanly. Lang kicked to the pocket. Burke just couldn't hang on to the mark. Wales, though, was able to take the ball before Jones then dumped him in a tackle, and that will be a sling tackle. It was almost like Wales went limp on Jones in the tackle, and as a result, he was sort of dropped to ground, and umpire Chaston was quick to come in and say that was a sling, and he'll go back and have a shot, Elijah Wales, and try and take back the lead for the Saints.
It's unlucky because they defended okay there, Bell Park. They got a little bit lucky themselves with Burke dropping a couple of marks, but they were going to force a stoppage, and now they just turn it over.
Elijah Wales' shot at goal has missed to the left and is through for a minus score. So the Saints take back the lead. Bell Park haven't led at any stage this afternoon, and for the moment they won't. St Mary's 4-10-34, their first score since the opening quarter. Bell Park 4-9-33. Only one behind has been kicked to the northern end of the ground in this contest that has gone 2 quarters and 2.5 minutes on the Barn Foods time clock. Geelong 24, by the way, lead Essendon 12. AFLW around the grounds for Leopold Sporties.
Well, Ben Lloyd's kicked it into this side, and it hasn't worked because it's fallen to Ellie McDonald, who just gets a right foot kick and has wasted that opportunity. He's kicked it to the near side and through for one behind to him. So trying something different there, Ben Lloyd. Zach Merkovic couldn't take the ball, and now he's been sacked as the kick in, because Zach Merkovic's going to come down and kick it in for Bell Park. 4-11-35 St Mary's. They lead Bell Park 4-9-33. Bowen Timber K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
McDonald had Harry McMahon just right in his eyesight there, shoulders out, running towards goal. He'd be a bit disappointed he didn't get given the handball.
Merkovic, a high ball to half back. Rudd's there to fly for St Mary's in a pack of about 8 or 9. It has been like just the migratory pattern of the wildebeest out to that left half forward flank in front of the scoreboard.
News coming through the Falcons. Gippsland Power kicked 2 goals in the last 2 minutes to win that game too against the Falcons.
Wow, so season over for the Falcons. They would have gone on to a preliminary final next week. Hollard's just jammed it on the boot to buy some territory, about 30 metres board, and it is good territory. If you can buy land going north today, it's with every dollar you spend on it.
Bell Park have broken open the game too. 10-8-68 they lead at Belmont. 5-7-37 at St Albans.
Right, so they'll leave the Lions potentially at the mercy of straight sets from the throw in. Trying to barge his way through. Hicks was able to fire a handball forward about 20 metres. Coming one way McMahon, the other was Tom Pearson, just to try and lock things up, and they will lock things up. Just inside the centre square, slightly forward for Bell Park, and we've gone into that pattern that we got. It was very similar to the second quarter of the first hour. That was a real arm wrestle for probably 15 minutes, and then the team with the breeze actually able to break the game open with some goals.
Correct, because it's so hard to just continue to defend with that team that's going against the breeze, so you will see it open up in the second part of the quarter.
Pollard in the middle, got it towards Hicks, but punched backwards for St Mary's towards half forward. Birmingham, he gets wrapped up by his opposite number 6, but somehow got the hands free to Wareham. Back end of centre wing, goes wide. It's a good kick too. And
Pigeon.
The old Pigeon. Oh no.
No, Kirsch isn't here.
No, Kirsch isn't here. No, thank goodness. Pigeon. Long kick towards half forward. 50 out from goal. Kick by Charlie Lang up the chimney. Bartolo in front. Oh, to a good mark. That's a Hamlin hanger, really. Gives it away to Ham. Left foot kick towards half forward. Oh, that's an even better one. Great mark by Dowling. Paddy's got an open goal square. Over the stop. Top of Stevie Benstead. He gets back there. It's not going to hit. It's going to be out of bounds on the full, in fact. And Steve, who's not engaged yet, is going to take a free kick at right in the right back pocket.
Steve Benstead came 155 this afternoon. Tries to get as much purchase as he can on the kick into the breeze. Big fly by Mahadi. Brought it to ground. Hollard might have got one high. Got a handball to Pearce. Pearce a kick around the corner to half back. No mark taken there by Pigeon. Connors on the outside of the right boot, and he wasn't able to get that outside, and he has put that nearly into a backyard that lines the eastern edge of West Oval. Medical staff were heading towards a Bell Park player, but I don't think there's anything too concerning for St John of God Hospital. We will keep an eye on that. Either way, just waiting for the ball to come back to Uriah Hollard. 4:11:35, 4:9:33. It's not free-flowing and one for the purists this afternoon, but if you do like it nice and tight, well, that's what you've got this afternoon. Although the breeze just for the moment seems to have, dare I say, dropped off a little bit. Pollard trying to kick into that breeze. So a purchase on the kick, a long ball to the wing, and off hands, and we'll get a ball up. So about 3 metres, 4 metres forward of true centre wing.
Bell Park trainer just caught up with Ollie Hicks out there. He pointed to his right foot, so just not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, right, doing the ruck contest now, though.
Birmingham gets it down for Bell Park. Chopped off by Rayner. He dropped the footy in the tackle. Umpire said play on. And Lucas got wrapped up. And we're going to have another ball up.
Might be Geelong's day. They now lead Essendon by 18 points approaching half-time in AFLW.
Don't go too early, please, Tom.
No, yes.
Thank you. Hicks gets it down for Bell Park. Oh, free kick. And it's going to go to St Mary's. Going to come back. A high tackle. I'm going to pay advantage. Oh, okay, well, that's interesting. So they paid advantage. It goes to half forward. Rudd coming across Sarcevic for Bell Park. Chips there. He tries to get it. Connors. Oh, does well. And then tries to get it to Flynn. He doesn't take it with him, though. And then over the top of it, right on 50. Chip again. Connors gets it towards Blood. He tracks it. Gets a hand to it. His opposite number 6, though, Birmingham. His handball underneath to Merkovic. Coming through Paddy. Be careful. Dowling. He leaves it behind. Flynn tried to tap it on. Comes back towards him as well. Now it comes out to Connors. Copley's in there as well. His handball back to Paddy from 50. Oh, he has sprayed that. That is in the yards. And that's an establishment across the road in Church Street. And that is very wide and out of bounds for a free kick to Ben Lloyd once he gets the footy back in about 3 minutes.
Two players that have been really good today in terms of their pressure game, and they're in and under Matt Copley and Isaac Wareham. They've been around the ball and been really instrumental in the pressure space, and then when they've got their hands on it, being able to get the ball forward and driving with their legs.
Bellpost Hill, I know Belmont Lions will kick with the breeze in the last quarter, but to be 36 points up during the third might be enough for the Panthers to move into a preliminary final. Lloyd just gets it outside, defensive 50 flying, but not marking was Finn Hoey. Front of the pack, Dowling's handball, a bit slick for Hughes, who left it behind and then tried to keep it alive, but it was out of bounds and got a boundary thrown. Paddy Dowling will do something out of the ordinary between now and the final siren. It's just when he does it is the question.
Well, he's had 4 touches this quarter, and I reckon he's about to steam through this stoppage, so we'll see what he can do.
Hughes to do the ruck work against Pearce. Reid keeping Dowling company. Dowling got to the footy, but Rudd got there before him. Hughes jammed it on the boot. Sarcevic's behind the footy, had a nearly fresh air. He went about 8 metres off his boot. Slick handball, Hughes. Cockrell, Garner, dumped as he kicked by Birmingham and went up the shot tower. Hughes with the fist that goes about 20 metres, rolled through the legs there of Copley, went back and found the loose footy. Handball, Garner tried to duck under the tackle of Ben Lloyd and is going nowhere, and we'll get a stoppage. So it took 7 minutes in the first quarter for the first goal, 11 minutes in the second quarter, and we've now gone 9.5 minutes, and we still haven't seen a major kicked in this third term, thanks to Barwon Timber.
So Rudd up against Pearce. Rudd gets it down, only as far as Ben Lloyd, goes towards Rayner. He can't take it. Oh, he can't either now. Rayner gets around. Oh, had to be quick. Sprague got a quick kick to the top of the square, punched away. Rudd, front and centre was good. The big fella, left foot kick over his head and has kicked a goal. Michael Rudd, skillful on the left, and puts his first on the board, and the 5th for St Mary's, 5:11.41. They lead Bell Park 4:9.33. And that's on the Barwon Timber K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated building better since 1980. That's Barwon Timber.
He's got quick stripped in a couple of tackles there. Bell
punched
Park,
away.
they
Right,
had numbers around the contest, and Sprague was just able to get himself free and wriggle out of a tackle and then get that quick kick away. So they're the ones that kill you from a defensive perspective. If you've got numbers coming in to defend those contests, you really want to make sure that you're getting both hands around and wrapping them up and forcing a stoppage, as opposed to getting stripped and the ball going inside 50 and goals as a result.
That's his 10th goal of the year, and he'll go into the ruck and win the footy after winning the tap, but brought down to ground by Eli Pearce, and we'll do it all again in the centre circles of West Oval, where the sun's gone behind the cloud, the wind's got up again, the cloud's got a little bit dark. Not sure whether we'll see some of that action before we're done here this afternoon. Hopefully not, as Chase goes to the radar for Goddings and tries to get an idea whether we'll see any rain. We saw rain this morning but haven't seen any this afternoon.
Oh, there's a little bit coming, but not too much.
He's at the back of the pack. Lang doing the roving. A high ball inside 50 for the Saints. Mahadi judged it best, couldn't complete the mark. Tried then to take the loose footy. Chance for Lloyd, just kept his composure. Gave it to Patton outside of the left boot. Not his best kick. Harry McMahon will be first there. Wareham to try and shut him down. McMahon got the kick over his left shoulder. Back towards a marking target in McDonald. That's a good strong grab from McDonald against Mahadi. Hamlin Hanger contender. And he'll go back and have a shot at Ellie McDonald, as he gets some direction from co-coach Luke Rayner about maybe where to line up this goal. He's kicked one this afternoon, Elliot McDonald, in the first quarter. Actually, it was the second of the term, and he's trying to kick the second of the term here to give his team a 14-point break. We'll get a good read on this one. Needs to start it, I suspect, just inside the right-hand goalpost will be his best. From 40 metres out, stuttering approach, has missed to the right, faded. And the margin is 9. 5:12.42, plays 4:9.33. 12 minutes played on the third quarter K-Rock Barwon Foods time clock. Barwon Foods sells the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
So Merkovic with the kicking in duties. Goes to the outer side, back 50. Ball, Hollard up against Copley, and it will be another ball up. So, in fact, it's going to be a free kick. I think he got one high, you're right, Hollard, just as it went to give the ball back. So he goes with a kick towards half back. Oh, good mark. Hamlin Hanger pay that. The umpire said no, wasn't a mark to Rudd. So Ham gets it for St Mary's. Inside 50, Burke can't take it either, and his bootstraps. Handball on the up, and kick off the ground in the end. Didn't quite work for Bell Park, but that's going to be a hold, I think, against Flynn. It is. St Mary's just wasting that opportunity. It's going to come back, and it's going to be a free kick to Lockie Patton. Inside defensive 50 for the Parkers. Flynn stands the mark. He's going to have to get called to play on shortly. He does now. Goes a left foot kick towards half back, and going up in the middle. Good mark, Hoey, and he takes the mark for Bell Park. And we'll try and send the ball towards centre wing. 5:12.42, St Mary's, Bell Park 4:9.33. We've played 14 minutes in this third term on the Barwon Foods time clock.
Barnett Timber third term, Geelong owned and operated and building better since 1980. Hoey in the number 84, a high ball that holds in the breeze. Mark claimed out there, although I reckon a teammate stole it away from Pigeon, who would have been paid the mark, but taking it out of his hands, I think it was Fraser Maris. And in the end, we get a stoppage as he's locked up with the footy. And we'll get it put into the air again. Chance here for Rudd to knock it away in the ruck contest. Travellini's just pulled up a little bit short there. Just keep an eye on Jesse Travellini. I just got a knock to the calf or similar. Birchie for St John of God Hospital. Not showing any signs of real distress, but just as he went for that footy, fair to say, didn't move overly freely. Boundary throw in over the head of Pearce and Rudd. That's not a bad effort. Rudd's going to end up with a bit of wonderful smother by Sarcevic. Rudd knocked it down. Handball, Cockrell, free kick, a throw. Jeez, I didn't think there was too much wrong with that hand pass. Bailey Cockrell puts his hands to his head. And Jack Sarcevic, who kicked 2 wonderful goals in the second quarter, one especially that will be very tough to beat if there's a Goal of the Year award in the left forward pocket. Even Steve Johnson was impressed. Pulls a kick towards the wing.
Does, goes out wide with the kick and close to the boundary line. Rayner sees it over, and we'll have a boundary throw in just forward of centre wing for St Mary's. So Rudd up against Pearce. Boundary throw in. Favours Pearce. He takes it out of the ruck contest, gives it away by a hand. Sarcevic. And as far though as a couple of St Mary's players are worried out of it in the end, Pearson did pretty well. Got it to just inside the centre square at centre half forward. Sprague is wrapped up in the tackle by Hoey, and it will be a ball up. So Bell Park just taking it contest by contest into their forward zone. Pearce, Rudd got it down. Cockrell, the don't argue, and a little bit of candy, and then a short little right foot kick. Blood made it better than it looked. Flynn got wrapped up, tried to get it back to Blood. Blood put the tackle on. Sling. Umpire says no. Hold. And held in. It's going to be a ball up. Point of the centre square at half forward for St Mary's.
Great continuous efforts there, repeat efforts from Jack Blood. Had got his hands on the football 2 or 3 times and then executed that tackle to force a stoppage.
Pearce and Rudd, maybe Pearce winning the tap. Cockrell the roving. Handball release. Missed Connors. Pigeon had it stolen from by Connors. Maris is going to end up with a loose ball. Jammed it on the boot. Harvey Ryan dropped the mark. Time to recover. Gave it to Connors. Lost it in the tackle. Almost a throw. Rayner hacks it forward. Sam Burke, the target. Crunch. Mahadi and Sam Burke. Ball cleaned up out the back by Benstead. Benstead a kick to half back. Jack Sarcevic's going to have to work hard in a 2-on-1. Did okay to bring it to ground, and they'll get away. Long ball to the wing is going to go straight to Hamish Burke, and we'll probably come back with some interest from true centre wing. 42 plays 33, 16 and a half, and it's gone.
Burke inside forward 50, just holds up a little bit, and enough for Mahadi to claim the mark, and he will take it inside defensive 50 for Bell Park. So 17 played in this third term. Done pretty well, the Parkers.
Belmont Lions will have to overcome a 37-point deficit at three-quarter time.
That's probably not happening.
Against Bell Post Hill.
Mahadi, he has kicked that out of bounds on the full, I reckon. That has gone very wide, and/or Michael Rudd's taken the mark, whichever you like. It's out of bounds on the full. So Rudd at left half forward for St Mary's.
Actually, Harry McMahon got the free kick.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, even though Rudd took the mark.
So
got the horseshoe on here, St Mary's, if they want to come one more.
Oh, they're coming. Burke comes to Harvey Ryan right in the middle of West Oval. Now Harvey in those green boots goes long towards Sprague. Mahadi, big defensive play, going back to the glory days of Mitch Mahadi before he got moved to the forward line. And he's back behind the ball at the moment and thumps it over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
St Bernard's in the VAFA and North Albury in the Ovens and Murray League. Mitch Mahadi, known to James Saker from his time as coach of Lavington in the O&M. Tapped down by Pearce. Kick of Reed partially smothered. Kick of Petering partially smothered. Kick of Flynn partially smothered. Now chance of all. Maris got down low. Goal and dumped by Flynn. And probably lucky not to be pinged for holding the ball. And we've got to push and shove. Matty Copley doesn't mind a little bit of a fracas. And umpire Scott McLeod says, just give me the ball, please, and I'll put it into the air. Right in front of our best seats in the house. Try Dimmy Jaffel today at Apco Cafe 24/7. Tapped down by Sam Burke. Coming through Maris, taken by Cockrell and also Rayner. There's a bit going on there. Cockrell and Rayner getting to know each other a little bit better. Better be careful, Maris. So jumping punches are getting up near the chin. Umpire McLeod says, get out of here, boys. Let's want to ball it up. And here we go again. It's got up a notch, I reckon, 18.5 minutes played in the third.
Ball up, Burke, punched away by Pearce, goes to Maris. Oh, Cockrell came in, and he's been remonstrated with as well by the Bell Park boys. Cockrell and Maris, all fairs in love and footy.
Matty Copley with a massive smile on his face.
So the free kick's going to go to Fraser Maris. Tell you why he gets free kicks, because he goes hard at the footy.
I was going to say, he puts his head over the football and steams through.
Oh, then he kicks it to Luke Rayner, who's the coach of, well, actually, who took the mark? Somebody took the mark there. And I think it was
Justin Edwards on one leg.
The physio on one leg took the mark and gave it back to Braden Ham, who put it inside forward 50 over the head of a number. Comes towards Copley, tap back, Sarcevic, clearing kick. No, Elijah Wales, 50 out from goal, just the dump kick. And Elijah Wales will have a set shot for goal. Possibly just a little bit too far out, but nah, with it, okay. King's
got a bit of space for Fords to work into if they want.
He's called it. Here he comes. Elijah goes with the kick and just over the head of Mahadi and through for one behind. Two behinds. His personal tally. 5:13:43 St Mary's. They lead Bell Park 4-9-33. 20 minutes played in this third term. Bowen Timber K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Well, based on the lead at quarter time and the score being tied up, they need to be 32 points clear St Mary's to be safe. Into the right back pocket runs Merkovic. Sends a kick towards half back. It's off the hands of the pack. Nobody's going to claim the mark there, surely. Hoey was there. And there's going to be a free kick. Which way is it going? And it's going to go again. Fraser Maris. That's got to be close to 10 free kicks for the contest on the Kerrs High stat sheet. We look forward to seeing those numbers from Premier Data in the next 24 hours. He rolls onto the left boot. This one won't go out in the full, will it? Sends a kick to the wing. Oh, Hughes got one high. Surely no free kick. Birmingham, slick hands. Left behind, though, by Petering. Blood coming through. Socketed it to his own advantage and then tried to knock it on. Maris will get another free kick. I reckon, was he held? No, umpire didn't see it that way. Handball over the top. Kick around the corner. Pearson was smart. Lucas, run of Mack, brought down by Wales, impacted the handball. It was taken by Harvey Ryan for the Saints. Pearson in there again. Wales has got him, brought him to ground. We'll get a ball up at right half forward. Bell Park, a rare foray forward of the centre square for the Dragons, and they trail by 10 and probably not too upset, Dowlo, with where they sit right now if they can continue to maintain this defensive pressure.
Absolutely not. They've been really good this quarter, just scrapping and fighting and defending, but St Mary's might need to try and change something up for the last part of this quarter because they just haven't been able to use the wind to their advantage and hit the scoreboard.
The ball was with Rayner and Birmingham there. Birmingham pushed the footy over the boundary line, so it will be a throw-in at right half forward for Bell Park. On the other opposite side of the ground. And now Hughes got it behind him. Sarcevic tracks it, loses the football though. McDonald's handball, bit slick for Chip. Connors through the middle, doesn't sit for him. Pearson off a step for Bell Park. Back towards Hughes, the big ruckman. Maris. It's David and Goliath there. Maris put the tackle on, and we'll have a ball up just forward of the centre circle for Bell Park. This 22 played in this third term.
This breeze not relenting, Birchie.
No, it certainly hasn't died down at all.
Tapped down by Hughes, tapped down to Rayner. Rayner a handball into space, wants Connors to run onto it, just couldn't get a handle on the footy, did so eventually, and then gave it to Hughes under pressure, jammed a kick inside forward 50, trying to knock it to advantage, Dowling, and then bang, Reed and Mack ensure he's going nowhere. And we'll get a ball up about 35 out from the Saints goal. It's tight and it's tough, it's not pretty, but it's absorbing this contest. Hicks and Rudd. Hicks a couple of goes. Handball fight out there by Lloyd, and then Maris again fires a handball. He gets another free kick. Too high is the decision this time.
We've touched on the free kicks to Maris, but gee, he's been around the contest a lot. His ability to just increase his work rate around the ground's been instrumental for Bell Park in this quarter, as well as Sarcevic just playing that role of sitting off the back of the stoppage as an extra protection for St Mary's not being able to exit the front of the stoppage.
Handball to Merkovic, who drives a kick to the wing, and judging it best, Bartolo back with a flight, took a nice mark for the Saints. He's had a wonderful year, Luke Bartolo, one of only 3 Saints to play every game this year. The other two, one of four, I should say, the others are Connors, but Wales and Harry McMahon.
Ball goes towards centre wing now for Bell Park. They've got a 2-on-1 if it can sit. They get it towards Pearson, and he'll be happy to see it over. Oh, there's a little bit of intent there, but the umpire says no. And it'll be a boundary throw in just forward of centre wing for Bell Park.
Intent wasn't insufficient, it was sufficient to get it out of bounds.
So a boundary throw in, Hicks and Hughes. Favours Hughes in front. Hicks got his hand to it though. Ball, Lucas couldn't take it. Hughes can again for St Mary's. Up the chimney, but only as far as Wilson Mack. Dirty tash too, Wilson.
Just a change. Charlie Sprague's gone forward for St Mary's as well.
Okay. Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups this afternoon. Goes towards centre wing. Hughes can't take the mark off the side of the pack. Burke. And then for a kick. Is that insufficient intent?
It's Fraser Maris again.
He is.
He goes harder and lower for longer, and Birchie's just rolled the Sharon back nicely there.
Good possession by Birchie. Yeah. So Fraser Maris got it on centre wing. We've played 24.5 in this third term, 10 points difference to Mary's in the ascendancy.
Maris long inside 50. Hughes from behind the spoil. Wareham the roving. Tried to get a handball to Birmingham. Couldn't get a handle on the footy, and when he did, he was able to knock it to Hoey. Hoey, a left foot rolling ball. Pigeon on the goal line. Pigeon brought down by Jansen was outstanding. Opens the door up for Bartolo. Kick to half back to McDonald. Maybe they can hit him on the counter. It's as close as the ball's got other than a behind in the first quarter to the goal line at the northern end. Off the hands of the pack, surely a push and a free kick. It'll come back. Advantage was paid and holding the ball a decision. So there was a push in the back on Dowling. The advantage was taken by Burke and he was gobbled up like Pac-Man by Jones, and Jones takes the free kick at the 25-minute mark. St Mary's 43, Bell Park 33. Third quarter action. Thanks to Bowen Timber, it's gone up a notch.
Jones with the ball for Bell Park. Goes outside defensive 50 towards centre wing. Hicks goes up against Copley. And then they rustle each other on the ground. And it's held in there. So,
is there advantage there, Dowlo? Does the umpire need to show some common sense to go?
Oh, I think Burke had every intention that was going to be advantage if he got it.
Ball up in the middle. Hicks gets it down, hold over the shoulder. Free kick, Bell Park. Fletcher Hughes can't believe it. Ollie Hicks can. So Hicks has got it. Back end of the centre square. Left foot kick long towards half forward. Holds up in that breeze. Who's going to be front and centre? Wareham was to Birmingham. Birmingham left foot kick out the corner of his eye. Tried to get it towards Pigeon again. Bartolo tracks it back. Pearce puts the tackle on. That can't be holding the ball. And will be held in the goal square for Bell Park at the northern end of the ground. 26 played. They get a goal here for the Parkers. It'll make it 4 points the difference. They trail 5-13-43 to 4-9-33.
Pearson Hughes to do the ruck work at the top of the Bell Park goal square. Hughes won the tap down, clearing kick. Ham just jammed it on the boot. That's dangerous. Taken cleanly by Gorman. He's wrapped up in a tackle by McDonald and going nowhere. And we'll get a stoppage. Still inside 50 for the Dragons. They won't be hating this as we approach 27 minutes gone. Just the one goal from the Saints. With the aid of this, we suspect 4 or 5 goal wind. Have they done enough, St Mary's? You wouldn't have thought. Grabbed out of the ruck by Pearce, not for the first time today. Wonderful tackle. Jack Blood holding the ball. Just wasn't able to drop it on the boot, and Jack Blood wants the footy. They want to get moving here, the Saints. They know they've got to add some score. Blood a bounce, runs to defensive 50, then loads up a Torp. It's a spiral. Back with the flight. No mark taken there by Merkovic. Sam Burke was clean. Rudd turns and kicks. High ball. Dowling back with the flight. Benstead sitting underneath it. Didn't mark. Dowling off the hands of the pack. Into an open goal. Steve Benstead waiting front on contact. And Paddy Dowling, we said he'd make something happening, and he has. Steve Benstead sat under it like a rugby full back under a high bomb, and he just stood and he waited and turns and kicks.
That's
high
a free
ball.
kick.
Dowling back with the flight. Benstead sitting underneath
That is
it.
a
Didn't
free
mark.
kick.
Dowling
That
off the
is
hands of the
so
pack.
wrong.
Right into an open goal. But Paddy Dowling Steve doesn't care because he's first of the afternoon and he's 54th of the season. And the margin is out to 16 points, and that could be a critical moment in this clash. 6-13-49, Bell Park 4-9-33. Every day of the week, that is paid as a free kick, Dowlo.
Absolutely, but irrespective of the free kick, it came off just some really smart play from Jack Blood off half-back, being able to get the ball moving quickly, and then Sam Burke being really clean at the contest.
Hughes got it down in the middle, but Patton got the clearing kick for Bell Park, goes towards centre wing. Connors, Lucas gets it down, but only as far as Lang for St Mary's. Kick by Jansen was smothered and over the boundary line. And that was a Lockie Patton smother. No, in fact, it was Nick Petering with the smother there. He sees it out of bounds for a throw-in at left half forward for St Mary's. 28.5 played. There's still about half an hour to go in this third quarter, the way we've been going.
We won't finish till 5 o'clock tonight.
Boundary throw-in, tap down, and the ball up. Blood towards centre half forward. Getting back Merkovic. Good mark. Good solid mark by Zach Merkovic. And he'll clear the kick for Bell Park from defensive 50.
Actually, equal first for marks in the competition coming in. Zach Merkovic this afternoon, averaging 8 marks a game. Or rather 7 marks a game. Oh, big fly. Fletcher Hughes over the top. That's a Hamlin hanger. Wonderful grab over Lucas. And now a kick inside 50. Jansen. Good spoil by Lloyd. Knocked it away for the Dragons towards half-back. Rayner to track it, but Petering the other way. Got there first and then got out of a Rayner tackle. Tried to get a handball along the boundary line. Flynn a handball. Jansen stood up in the tackle. But in the end, the ball is out of bounds. It was too close. And we'll have it hurled back into play. That mark by Fletcher Hughes was simply outstanding. Hamlin Homes, distinctively local. Visit them, Mirabel Street in South Geelong.
So a boundary throw in. Hughes and Hicks. Hughes in front. Short boundary throw in. Hughes over the back was good to Blood. 55 from goal. Tumbling punt towards the top of the square. Over the back, Benstead's going to be run through for a behind. To St Mary's. They go to 6:14.50. They lead Bell Park 4:9.33. Barwon Timber K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. We have played 30 minutes in the third term on the Barwon Foods time clock.
So the other quarters have gone around the 35-minute mark. Based on what we've seen in this third quarter, we won't be too far away. 6:14, 4-9. The Saints have added 2 goals, 5. Bell Park scoreless to the northern end, and that's a long kick in, but it's marked by Sprague. It's just taken on defensive 50. Now this is not beyond Charlie Sprague to have a shot and launch 50 goals in his GFL career, the Barwon Heads product. Playing game 62 this afternoon, but just the 4 goals from 11 games this year. Work and other factors keeping him from playing regular senior footy. Charlie Sprague, this is a big kick for either an 18 or 23 point lead. He's hit it really, really well. Charlie Sprague goals. The breeze just kept it carrying, and over the goal line it goes, and the margin. He's out now to a handy little 23-point buffer. Just as they were struggling to put separation between themselves and the Dragons. An 18 or 23 the Saints lead. Have found 2, one through Dowling, one through Sprague. Really well. The margin, Charlie Sprague, the best part of 4 goals. Third quarter, K-Rock, Barwon Timber scoreboard. St Mary's 7-14-56. They lead the Dragons 4-9-33. And in the experts chair for the Sporting Globe, here's Matt Dowling.
It was just another case of that defenders from Bell Park or the Bell Park contest needing to be spoiled to ground there, and it wasn't, and Sprague was able to take that mark. But Bell Park, I was just going to say, need to lock on, but that's the end of the third quarter.
Three-quarter time here at West Oval. Gee, if they could have hung on for another 15 seconds or so, they might have been okay, the Dragons, in terms of the margin they've got to bring in. Bailey Cockrell not happy. Bit of finger pointing there from umpire Richie to say, Bailey, head to your huddle. And I think they're trying to keep Ollie Hicks away. Lockie Patton is not happy with Ollie Hicks. He's just been able to just hold him off to say, hey, mate, just get away. So there's a bit of yap out there. There's a bit of feeling in this one with a quarter to play here at West Oval. Just around the grounds quickly. Geelong 37, lead Essendon 13 in the GFL first semi-final. Looks like Bellpost Hill are going to dispatch the Belmont Lions in straight sets. 75 plays 41 at the 16-minute mark of the final turn. But here, three-quarter time at West Oval. St Mary's 56, lead Bell Park 33. A cracker of an elimination final. The Dragons to kick with a big breeze in the final term. They try.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is my school.
This is our stadium.
the 7-seat hybrid Toyota Kluger.
Hi, girls.
Available now with a 4.9% comparison rate with Toyota Finance.
What? This is our uniform. Are you serious? They just copied us.
Visit your local Toyota dealership today. Toyota.
Magpie and Blake. Here's Noah with the footy though. True centre wing through the arms of McDonald. He sends it long. Foppiani got up and Foppiani took the mark. Hamlin Hanger contender as he puts Charlie Lang on a poster. Aaron looks to head to the corridor with a long ball. Mashes his target, but getting across and taking a wonderful mark. Bartolo. Hamlin Hanger.
$10,000, you'll receive a quality repair with genuine parts, a lifetime guarantee, and an accident replacement vehicle from any one of their 27 locations. Been putting off a repair or just had a bingle? T's and C's apply. Head to sheengroup.com.au.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Three-quarter time at West Oval in the Elimination Final. St Mary's 56, Bell Park 33. Scores were tied at three-quarter time. Half-time, I should say, but a 3-goal, 5-quarter with the breeze to no score. We've had one behind kicked to the northern end of the ground. That was by Bell Park. In the first term, they will kick with the aid of what we think is about a 4 or 5 goal wind in this final term. If they were to kick that, you would think they would probably win from here. Talking about winning from here, Geelong. They're 29 points to the good on Essendon in their AFLW clash. 13 and 20 played in the third quarter at Windy Hill. And it looks like it's all over for the Belmont Lions. They'll have to wait another year to end that flag drought going back to 2007. We've played 21 minutes into the final term. Bellpost Hill 75, Belmont Lions 42. I think the Panthers played in a prelim, was it either 2 or 3 years ago? As their mate, they sort of wade back into a couple of years out of the wilderness, so the Panthers will play East Geelong next week, you would suspect, for a spot in the decider against North Geelong. Matt Dowling's in the experts chair for the Sporting Globe. We'll get to Dowlow in a moment. I think, Birchie, you're down boundary side, looking to have a chat with either Benny Bosley or Luke Rayner. As the St Mary's huddle breaks, Bell Park's huddle, well, plenty around that as we go down to you and get a couple of words, Birchie, as you grab Benny Bosley. Down to you, Birchie.
Well, Ben, remains to be seen whether 23 points will be enough, but gee, those last couple of goals, they were crucial in that contest. It took a while to hit the scoreboard with the breeze.
Yeah, that was important. They were playing some good territory, Bell Park, and I think we're getting exposures there, but we just weren't capitalising. So to get the last two inside the last couple of minutes was pleasing. So we've done a lot of work, but yeah, this game's going to be decided by a small margin, so we've given ourselves a chance.
And there probably won't be too many surprises. There'll be a couple of extra back, and when you get the ball, you know, use it, keep hold of it, and a bit of a territory game just to work your way up into that breeze, because it is pretty strong.
Absolutely, and if we do it well, when we chain it and we use it well through the middle third, we think we can still get a look inside our front half. So, yeah, look, we'll play defensive, but at the same time, we also want to win the game as well, and we think we'll get a good chance.
Good luck, buckle in. I feel like we've got a nail biter on our hands.
Thank you, so do I.
Benny Bosley there speaking with their own Jane Birch, thanks to Leopold Sporties. Leopold Sporties' brand new sports bar is now open.
How was that schnitzel burger? Was it okay?
Thank you to Cinco and the team at St Albans. Gallo, what have we made of that third quarter, but also just some of the numbers for Kerrs High as well?
Yes, Kerrs High stats to start. 21 clearances to 15 in St Mary's favour. 8 intercept marks to 7 in St Mary's favour, and 17 marks around the ground to 16 in Bell Park's favour. I think that, as I said, they really need to Bell Park defended really well that quarter. 3 goals, 5 I think it was for St Mary's that quarter, which we saw they kicked a lot more than that, or had a lot more scoring shots than that in the first quarter when they had that same advantage. So for Bell Park now, it's about trying to get that ball on the outside and trying to get some run through the middle of the ground and come forward inside 50 with a bit of conviction and a bit of efficiency and try and hit the scoreboard effectively when they get their chances. St Mary's are going to want to try and bottle this game up. They still want to try and get the ball in their half, and then they just scrap and fight and try and keep it in there with repeat inside 50s, repeat stoppages. That's the win for them. So where Bell Park, can get it on the outside and get it inside, that's the main aim for them, and then it's about hitting the scoreboard effectively.
Thank you for that, Dowlo. Expert chef for the Sporting Globe. Eat, Drink, Sport, Rowley Street, Geelong. Geelong's best beer garden is now back in the game after a little bit of a refurb. It'll look fantastic over summer. We look forward to being there on a couple of occasions to see out 2025, but there's a bit of footy to be played between now and then. Still 17 quarters between now and deciding the GFL Premier for 2025. Final quarter action thanks to Zambrero. It's Feel Good Max, now serving hot chips. Here's Jace.
So Fletch Hughes, Ollie Hicks. Hicks gets it down in the middle. Blood goes hard, gets the ball, then drops it in the tackle. Goes again and holds it up. I feel like he's going to have an important part to play in this final term.
Just some movement. Harry McMahon's at full forward for St Mary's. Braden Ham's playing behind the ball as a spare, trying to get some attacking, rebounding work.
Hicks goes inside forward 50 for Bell Park at the back. Oh, Hamish Burke just kicked it out towards Nick Connors, and that's going to be... Oh, look at Chasto. He's straight over there. Look at him. He loves it. Oh, my goodness. He looks like he's running the London Marathon. He loves it. He got there in time. Oh, and Jack Sarsevic's going to kick the goal from the boundary line. You watch this. He's 50 out with the breeze. This will be the Bell Park start. He's kicked 2 already, Jack. And he's going to come in on the left and use the breeze. Oh, he comes out and brings it around. It's Craig Parry left to right, and he has just missed it. 2 goals, 1. Here's a personnel tally. 4:10:34 Bell Park. They trail St Mary's 7:14:56. Zambrero, K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard.
Haven't led at any time today, Bell Park. Square at the start, square at half-time, and now 22 away. Ham runs 15 metres from his defensive goal square and then sends a high ball towards right half-back off the hands of Sam Burke. Knocked forward by Wareham for Bell Park. Taken cleanly by Pearson. Gave a handball off. Kick around the corner. Might have been Pigeon. High-flying ball. Front of the pack. Lucas with the open goal square. Ball sits on its point and now will roll out of bounds and away from Connors. Calls for insufficient intent. You're not getting insufficient intent when a bloke's having a snap for goal. I've heard some ridiculous things in my time, but that might be...
I love the theatre.
One of the new ones, and we'll get it thrown into play. Right forward pocket. Probably need a goal early, Bell Park. Don't want to leave too much work to do. Dallow also.
Dallow in the Schnitzelberger scenario. Hicks gets it down. Connors for St Mary's. He gets tackled.
Yeah. The look on Dowlow's face when I turned to him, and
no, too late now.
I got done earlier in the year at South Barwon by Buzz and Jace. I tried to pick my time, but
after the game, ball comes out. Oh, hang on, or throw it in. I think they were looking for a bit of insufficient intent there. St Mary's against Bell Park. It wasn't coming.
Bell Park are wanting to keep the ball alive. I don't think they're trying for.
That's exactly right. They need a goal or 2. Boundary throw in. 20 around from their goal. Hicks and Hughes. Hughes gets it down. Sarcevic, Connors for St Mary's. Petering, put his head over the ball. Got tackled into the ground by Elijah Wales. Umpire McLeod will come in and ball it up. 3 played in this final term here. Zambrero bringing us the final term on K-Rock.
It's 40 out from the Dragons' goal. Hughes front position. It was grabbed out of the ruck by Hicks. Hicks a left foot spiral out of the pack. Just snuck in for a behind. And a minor score for the Dragons. Not for the first time today. Ollie Hicks grabbing out of the ruck, having a shot on goal, but he missed that one. And the score is now 4:11:35, playing 7:14:56. I think I can safely say that Bell Park have scored more in this elimination final than they did last year. I think they kicked 4-9 last year from memory.
So the kick in. Ham Goes to the outer side, defensive 50, holds up. Hughes is there, kick by Garner in the middle of the pack, close to the boundary line. And Matt Jones can't keep it in for Bell Park. So it's about 60 around from their goal now. We're going to have a boundary throw in. Boundary umpires have done a sterling job this afternoon under real duress.
Cats 44 lead Essendon 21 at three-quarter time.
You know why, don't you? Nina spoke to us on Friday night. Yes. We gave it the fillip that they needed. Now the ball comes back. Birmingham got it away. Lloyd off a step. Spiral torpedo towards forward 50. Connors tapped it away for St Mary's. Falls to Patton. Stands up in the tackle and got the handball away nicely too. Wareham, beautiful. Past. Oh, great tackle. Fletch Hughes dropping the footy. You want to see your ruckman do that. And he did it beautifully on Eli Pearce. And he'll take the free kick in the last line defensive. Handballs it away. Travellini off a step towards half back. Big pack there. Tap to the front. And it's all about where you stand when the ball comes down. Garner was in the right spot for St Mary's. Holds it up at forward 50 for Bell Park.
Birchie, is it blowing harder than it has for the rest of the day right now?
Yeah, and I had a chuckle out at the St Mary's huddle because Sally Flynn said, oh, the wind's dropping, boys, just to get into their heads a little bit. And I was like, there is no way that's happening.
Wareham dumped in a wonderful Garner tackle. Calls for holding the ball that go unheeded. Luke Rayner, the Saints co-coach, you can hear him through our headphones, not impressed with that non-decision, and we've got a stoppage at left half forward. Just waiting for the two rucks to set themselves. It'll be Hicks and Hughes, as they have done for a lot of the day. Hicks won the tap down. Garner tries to take on Patton. They've been going head to head for more than a decade, those two. And we'll do it all again with St Mary's 7:14:56, Bell Park 4:11:35, 5.5 minutes almost played on the Barham Foods final quarter time clock.
So ball up, Hughes, Blood, Garner in the tackle. Him and Blood just give the ball to each other there, and the umpire will come in and ball it up again. Still 50 out from the Bell Park goal.
4-11 last year, Bell Park, I'm reliably informed, lost to 5-9.
Right, there you go. And the ball, Cockerell for St Mary's, got it to Travellini, and it's he and the footy transported over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in inside forward 50 now for Bell Park. They're 4:11:35. That trails St Mary's 7:14:56, and we played 6 in the final term on the Barham Foods time clock.
I've got a sneaking suspicion if St Mary's kicked a goal, they would win this. Double palm down by Hughes, roving by Blood, wrapped up by the other 6 in Birmingham and going nowhere, and we'll see it just outside forward 50 at left half forward for the Dragons be put into the air again. 56-35. Saints lead. Winner to play Newtown and Chilwell in next week's first semi-final. Garner the roving after the ruck contest for the Saints. Kick to the wing. Dowling left the footy behind that he was trying to take with him. Coming up, Lloyd the other way. He's brought to ground, and we'll get a ball up. 6 3/4 minutes almost played. You've got a feeling that this is just going to be contest after contest until maybe a little bit later it breaks open as weary legs set in.
Hughes gets it down in the ruck contest. Cockerell got a short little kick around the corner and out of bounds on the full, in fact. So free kick's going to go to Bell Park.
As you mentioned earlier, Dowlow, this interchange is going to become a real factor too in this quarter because it is really hard to get players on the ground.
Look at them all standing in front of you there. Now Birchie with the ball on the opposite side, centre wing. Jones goes long with the kick inside 50. Sarcevic! Oh, he can't quite take it. Second effort was okay too. Still at centre half forward for Bell Park. Connors' little handball was okay. Garner got the kick in towards the middle. Rudd runs at it and just kept his eye on the bloody ball, and that was a fan. In fact, it was Sam Burke who took a Hamlin hanger, and he gets it out wide, and they've got a little bit of space. Travellini over the top to Blood. The skipper will play on. He's forward of centre wing. He drills it along the ground. Real little worm burner. Goes to the back of the pack through the middle. And Merkovic was waiting for the footy to come. It did, and it was holding the ball too. It was against Jake Reid. And the free kick to you-know-who, Paddy Dowling. Inside 50, he's not going to be able to make the distance from there, but he'll probably play on or do something. Paddy.
Well, you might as well use your 30 seconds and give off the indication that you are having a shot, because
he's kicked 1 goal, 1, Patrick. And he's going to shoot for goal. He's going to chip the ball in towards the pocket. McMahon comes out close to the boundary line and probably not a bad result for St Mary's in the end. They're going to have a stoppage, they're going to have a boundary throw in, and they're going to have it deep in their forward 50 with the score 7-14-56 St Mary's. They lead by 21 points, Bell Park 4-11-35.
This is where St Mary's want to try and bottle this ball inside their forward 50 and have as many repeat stoppages as possible, and or try and draw a lucky free kick and a shot on goal.
Sun shining now here at West Oval. Hughes, Pearce a clearing kick after the ruck work against Burke. Kick to the middle was good play. It's a bouncing ball though. They got numbers back. Cleaning up at the back and clearing with the kick is Rudd. High floating ball will flirt with the boundary line. Lang's happy to let it bounce and then it rolls out of bounds and we'll get a boundary throw in. Just forward of the wing, favouring the Saints, who have held firm for 9 minutes. Bell Park just added the 2 behinds, but it was very similar in the third quarter. Just a couple of behinds added by the Saints and then Rudd gold at the 10-minute mark. And Bell Park would be hoping history repeats. Pearce maybe from behind. The roving by Connors just jams it on the boot towards left half forward, looking for a mark, trying to reel it in with the one hand. Dowling couldn't. Sam Burke was clean. Wonderful tackle. Jones brings him to ground and holding the ball. That was a really good tackle by Matty Jones on Sam Burke. And maybe 50, I reckon. And Sam Burke just had to wait till Matty Jones. He went to give him the footy and then just a lack of discipline there from Sam Burke is not something we usually say, but either way, it's going to open the door here for the Dragons.
So Jones now from centre wing, pops it to the top of the square, Hicks in the middle! Oh, couldn't quite take the mark. Ball spills free, Mahadi over his shoulder, kicks it behind. Mitch Mahadi, his first score of the afternoon, 4-12-36 now Bell Park. They trail St Mary's 7-14-56. Zambrero, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard. Feel good Max. Zambrero now serving hot chips.
I'm surprised that St Mary's are keeping Paddy Dowling deep forward. I'd be trying to get him up the ground. I reckon kicking into the wind, he's a bit wasted down there when they've got tools that can just make a contest. He needs to be up and around the ball and try and getting that ball inside 50 for them.
Ham with a high ball towards right half back. Big fly by Sam Burke. Couldn't mark off the hands of the pack. Taken out of bounds was Lucas by Garner. And under the scoreboard, thanks to Zambrero, Feel Good Mex now serving hot chips. St Mary's 7-14-56. Bell Park 4-12-36. Need a goal, the Dragons. Just need to give themselves a little spark. They will have this breeze for another 15 minutes or so. Pearce grabbed it out of the ruck, jammed it on the boot, sent it to the goal square, knocked away from Hicks, front of the pack. Hoey couldn't take it cleanly for the Dragons. Handball out the side door. Wasn't bad from Ham. He didn't hit a target, but he got it out of bounds, and we'll do it all again in the left forward pocket. 56-36, the Saints and the Dragons. KRockFootball.live. Hope you're enjoying the call. FM 88.5 here at the ground, and also through AFL Barwon TV. Number 1 for local footy on K-Rock.
Pearce takes it out of the ruck contest again for Bell Park. St Mary's though, Ham got the handball away. Bartolo to Hamish Burke, clearing little kick. Sarcevic will always turn on his left. He does, he turns around, left foot kick. He goes towards goal and he's missed it to the near side, Jack. And anything Paddy can do, Jack can do as well. And he just missed to the near side and through for one behind. 4-13-37 Bell Park. They trail St Mary's 7-14-56. Zambrero, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Here, Luke Rayner, he's always going to go left-hand side.
Always. Always.
Like Paddy Dowling is always
Correct.
going left.
Absolutely. Not rocket science.
Just waiting for Jesse Travellini to retrieve the Sharon from off the bike track, and he'll play on into the right back pocket, and he'll try and exit defensive 50. He won't. It'll hang in the breeze, and the mark is well taken by Merkovic. That's a good, strong grab, and Zach Merkovic has no intention of doing anything other than going back and having a shot. He thinks he can leg this one and pull the margin back to 13 points. Usually in the number 31. He's had a big season. A couple of high possession games on the Kerr's higher stat sheet. Just rolling out in the number 72 this afternoon. Former Geelong Falcon has it. Need a goal. From on 50, sends it on its way, and he's left it skinny and just snuck it in from behind, and they now trail by 18. I've got that now as 5 consecutive Bell Park behinds to start this final term. Through to Zarcevic, 1 to Hicks, 1 to Mahadi, and now 1 to Zach Merkovic as they move to 4-14-38. They trail St Mary's 7-14-56.
Ham kicking in duties for St Mary's. Goes to the outer side again. Holds up in that breeze. Number of players there, big pack around it too. St Mary's will be happy just to hold it up. They are. Copley in there with the footy. And And ball's going to come back for the umpire to throw the ball in the air, just outside forward 50 for Bell Park.
Belpost Hill 12-9-81 have defeated the Belmont line 6-16.
Oof. So another ball up, another stoppage. Still 50 out from goal. St Mary's happy with this. Just to hold the ball up. Pearce takes it out of the ruck contest. Lucas got it away. Petering's kick, top of the square, big pack there, front and centre. Ham couldn't take it. Hoey falls to the side. Oh, great play, Ryan. Got the handball away to Rayner. Just clear it out. They do. They go towards half back. Elliot McDonald got a couple against him. Handball pigeon inside, under pressure, coming the other way. Ham tapped it on. Merkovic goes for Bell Park. Blood put the tackle on. Ball spills free. Wareham, good tackle, Ryan. He was going nowhere, Isaac Wareham. And 45 out from Bell Park's goal. We're going to have a ball up.
Couple of great contests there from Harvey Ryan, being able to come forward and impact the play. That's important from a young defender like himself.
Hasn't had a great run with injury, Harvey Ryan, but getting some continuity with his footy this year in the second half of the season. There's a free kick too high going which way? Going to St Mary's. And Bronx cheers. Jansen, the recipient. Harvey Ryan just telling him to settle down. Harvey Ryan today playing game number 12 of the season, just the 20th of his career. Kicks to the wing looking for a fly. Went over the head of the pack. Wales couldn't take it. Dowling was out of bounds when he turned and kicked, and the boundary umpire was on the spot and getting that decision right. And we will get a boundary throw in. So not a bad result for Bell Park. Geelong 50 lead, Essendon 21, AFLW 29-point lead. You would think now the Cats at the 6-minute mark of the final term on the Leopold Sporties around the ground scoreboard are going to pick up win number 1 of the season.
Boundary throw in. Pearce in front of Burke. Falls towards Rayner, who gave it back to Burke. Rayner comes around again, and the umpire will come in, Birmingham Patton, put the tackle on for Bell Park. So it's right on the point of the centre square at half forward for the Dragons. Pearce takes it out of the ruck again, gives it away by hand to Patton. Couldn't take it this time. Rayner pushed it across the centre of the ground. Bartolo tried to get the handball out, couldn't do so though. And just contest after contest, as we said, we're going to have a ball up just forward to the centre circle for Bell Park.
North Melbourne 31 lead, Collingwood 13 in AFLW. Just forward to the centre circle's a ball up. Pearce just tried to roundhouse at 40, did, but Travellini was standing in the way. He'll send a kick wide to a one-on-one. Benstead. It landed his feet against McDonald. Now he just try and knock it forward. McDonald will be first there onto the loose footy. Little shimmy and a handball. Ham just kicked it along the ground. Deflects off the chest of Merkovic. Boundary line too close. It's out of bounds. We'll get a boundary throw in. In fact, it's Jones, I should say. 56-38, 16 minutes played. Do they want to leave themselves with too much to do too late, Dowlow, here, the Dragons?
No, but Bell Park need to be better at rolling up these spares here from St Mary's. They just able to let that ball roll inside 50 before and a clean exit, and they had 3 guys sitting deep 50.
Hughes got it down. Patton's kick was smothered. Hughes again comes across the top of him. Handball by Cockrell. Gives it to Garner. Outside of the right boot. Goes towards Burke, who goes up and takes a great mark. On centre wing. Plays on now. Low kick inside 50. And will it sit okay, though? That's the thing. It will for Paddy Dowling to kick the goal for St Mary's. Paddy Dowling doing Paddy Dowling stuff again. Great play, Sam Burke, and he just picked it up and centre wing. He saw Dowling out the back. Inside he went 50. With the kick, and it was over the back. Dowling just that's the thing. It will from back, and he was able to sit there with the left boot and put it through for his second of the afternoon. And they go to 8-14-62 St Mary's. They lead Bell Park 4-14-38. Zambrero K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
You knew it was going to come at some stage with Paddy Dowling hitting the scoreboard for a second time today, but it was just that ability for Sam Burke to stand up in a big moment, be strong above his head, and then wheel and play on with his eyes first, and then Dowling had that space out the back, and you knew that he was going to be able to use his body well to take it cleanly and execute in front of goals in a pressure situation.
They'll go forward, though. The Dragons' long ball is well marked by Connors. It came from Petering. First goal to the northern end. Took till the 17-minute mark of the last quarter to be kicked, and no surprise, it was the Saints' talisman in Paddy Dowling. Long ball from Connors. Can play the game on their terms now. St Mary's and McMahon's plucked the mark, and maybe that's just put the pin in the bubble of Bell Park. Back goal from Dowling. Now clean possession on the wing. I just know they've got to play a little bit harder now, Bell Park. Got to roll the dice. It's an elimination final, not a great kick by McMahon. He Patton to Benstead. The Dragons will attack. Sarcevic front position. Good spoil away by Connors. Tried to mark it on the chest. Connors' little deft deflection was good to Bartolo. Ham will just kick for space. It'll be a 2-on-1. Ollie Flynn's going to be asked to do a bit of work here. He'll do it okay, although he got a little block to Jones from Lloyd, and as a result, they're going from Lloyd, now Hollard and the kick, and down low Wareham, and now distance. This wouldn't test Isaac Wareham, but earlier in the game he had from a similar distance a decision to make, and he decided to send a sort of bullet inside forward 50. This needs to be a shot at goal, and it needs to be a successful one at that.
They just don't want to waste these opportunities, Bell Park. They've got to try and hit the scoreboard, but if this goes and becomes another long point when they've got some space inside 52, it's just going to give them the ball back.
Need a goal, 19 minutes played, having kicked one in this last term with the aid of the breeze. Runs to 55, Isaac Wareham got a really good piece of it, but that is out in the full. It faded late, and Isaac Wareham, after that shot at goal, will come to the bench. 14:38, the Dragons haven't kicked a goal since Ollie Hicks tied the score just before half-time. They're 4-14, 5 consecutive behinds to start this third term. St Mary's with just the one goal in this last term, and it might prove crucial.
Ham kicks it towards defensive 50. Rudd and Hughes, they both go up. Rudd, fantastic. Great mark. He and Burke have been unbelievable today in these trying conditions for big men. Rudd's just taking his time to get up as well. He actually got slammed in the ground by Fletch Hughes, which is not great because it's his teammate. He's also a big bloke. Called to play on now. He's milked that beautifully. Left foot kick towards centre wing. And Garner's going to have to turn around. It's out of bounds on the full. So free kick, Bell Park. I like the Braden Ham kick underneath. I reckon they work pretty well. Just kick it along the ground. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Patton from centre wing for Bell Park. They need a mark. There's 12 there. They're not going to get one off the side of the pack. Lucas, handball, Hollard. There it is. Goal. Fifth for Bell Park, 5-14-44. Not done yet. St Mary's 8-14-62. Zambrero, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard, 20.5 minutes played on the Bowen Foods time there. They're not going to get one off the side of the pack. Lucas, handball,
that ball
Hollard,
could have got
there
out
it is,
marked, but
goal.
the ball just spilt to ground, and then it was
Fifth
good balance at the forward, at the front of the contest there from Hamish Lucas, and he was able to handball over the top to Hollard, running into an open goal. But they're the important moments that you want to capitalise on when it goes inside 50. It's now for Bell Park continuing to stay in this contest around stoppage, get their hands on it, and then being able to get it forward when they've got even numbers.
Need to get back-to-back goals, though. Hughes wins a tap down. Garner tried to knock it to advantage. Cockrell couldn't step through the tackle. Released the handball, though, to Garner. Kick inside forward 50 for the Saints. Defensive spoil by Jones. Dowling first to recover at the front of the pack. Picked up the footy, tried to handball it to himself along the boundary line. Was able to extract the footy back again. Turned and kicked and put it into the pocket. And Copley marks. That's as good as a goal as then Copley goes across the face, finds Ham, and Paddy Dowling just produces the instinctive and the spectacular to ensure a shot at goal. Time off the clock. Braden Ham is in absolutely no hurry to have this shot at goal, and if he can kick a point even, might prove to be a handy one. Goal would be better, but even then, if he was to kick it behind, they would need to kick 4 goals, Bell Park. They've only kicked 5 for the afternoon, and they'd need to kick 4 in the time onto the final quarter. Braden Ham, second full season back at the Saints, sends it on its way. The kick has faded to the right. Will it have the carry? It's off hands and through for a rush behind to the Saints. And the margin is 19. Just the 1 goal, 2 kick to the northern end today, and 1 goal, 1 of those has belonged to St Mary's.
Ben Lloyd straight down the middle towards centre half forward for St Mary's. Flynn just tackled, and the umpire will come in and ball it up, so good for the Saints.
I don't see this being as long a quarter, Dowlo.
No, I don't think so. Just going back to that vision from Paddy Dowling, that was incredible for him to be able to look inside 50 and lower eyes and find a target.
Hughes tapped it on from the ruck contest. Flynn can't pick it up, though. At centre half forward, Benstead for Bell Park. Gets it to the middle of the ground. They need to clear. They can't, though. Lang for St Mary's. Long kick towards forward 50. Pack develops. They've got the numbers, St Mary's, down there. If they can hold it in, they can. And it's going to be a ball up. Just having a look. I think that is getting up. Was Matt Copley at the bottom of that pack. So ball up. Burke gets it down for St Mary's. Side of the pack. Falls in the arms of Flynn. Goes at the back, Birmingham for Bell Park, and they clear again and go towards the middle of the ground.
Jones with a high ball. Hollard back with the flight. Also Rayner. Rayner got a hand on it, but just couldn't reel it in with the left hand, but found it at ground level. Handball to Sprague. Sprague sends it back inside forward 50, although it won't get there. Holds up in that breeze, and Lloyd quickly a handball. Needs some run. Just out of the reach of Jones. Will have to come again. Fired it wide to Birmingham. Birmingham loops it over the top. Wanted Lucas to run onto a bang! Charlie Lang the other way. Put Lucas down. Mack. Benstead. Now kick from Mack inside forward 50. Hoey back with the flight. Big spoil, Hamish Burke. Decisive. Knocks it onto the bike track. And a boundary throw in the right forward pocket. And to say that the Dragons need to goal from here is an understatement.
Yeah, St Mary's are just starting to get a little bit of build-up here and get the ball moving their way as well. They've really lifted in this last part of the fourth quarter.
Bertie, just keep an eye on Jared Garner down there with the physio for St Mary's as well. St John got injury update. Boundary throw in. Hicks took it out of the ruck contest. St Mary's holding the ball, but he pretty much got rid of it as he got tackled. So it's going to be a ball up 45 out from the Bell Park goal. And they trail by 19. Hicks gets it down towards Patton. Wales at the back. Gets a clearing kick towards an open centre square. Benstead will get there first. He handballs it away, under pressure. St Mary's have got the numbers. Travellini on centre wing. He can put it over the top. They've got a couple. He goes short towards McMahon. He had Sam Burke in support as well. Sam Burke just takes a bounce and then draws a player, gets it over the top to Harry McMahon. He kicks it off the ground, close to the boundary line, coming the other way, Gorman. Got it away for Bell Park. They get it. Hollard goes high, back towards centre half back. No mark taken, off the side of the pack. Falls for Lang again. Off a step towards full forward. No mark taken. Dowling for St Mary's at the back of the pack. Bell Park working overtime. Flynn came in, maybe a high tackle. Should be a free kick and will be.
I think they're safe, St Mary's. They've got too much work to do now, Bell Park. They've got to kick 4 goals in probably 5 minutes. Long ball, Sarcevic in a one-on-one. Connors did well, knocked it to ground. Mahadi. Well, a kick that didn't go where it was intended, but in the end, it's worked out all right because a long ball from Merkovic can end up in a shot that he misses to the left through for a minor score. The margin is 18. They need to kick 3 goals fairly quickly to tie the score up and maybe hope for overtime for the second year in a row on the opening weekend. We could be here for a heck of a long time. Those lights might need to go back on. They were on earlier today. It was that dark here at West Oval. 50-27, Geelong leads Essendon in the AFLW clash at Windy Hill. 16 and 3/4 minutes played there in the final term.
Am plays on and comes to Ellie McDonald. That's the play. There's Ellie McDonald, who's half back by himself. Nobody in front of him. So what's he going to do? He's just going to kick it back here or handball it. What's he going to do? Chip's going to give him a shepherd and then he's going to kick it towards centre wing, and that's probably okay because it's going to bounce out. And here we go. Boundary throw in. Good play by Braden Ham and Elliot McDonald for St Mary's. They get it to centre wing. They're going to have a stoppage and a boundary throw in.
Early signs are good for next weekend in terms of breeze.
Oh, seriously. I've got a headache.
Ball back into true centre wing. Tap down Hicks, maybe didn't get a piece of it. Ricocheted off Patton. He'll come again, head over it against McDonald. He got the footy, but McDonald and also Blood got him. Birchie, just down to you, keeping an eye on Jared Garner, who is just sitting on the massage table at the moment. What can you see from your vantage point for St John of God?
Yeah, he is. They don't seem to be working on anything there. I feel like it's a leg injury, and he has been off quite a few times during the game and sat on the table there. So I feel like he may have come in with something or done it early on.
Saints have gone forward. Cockerell's long ball wanted Sam Burke. He laid a really good tackle. Wilson Mack lying down, got a handball to Jones. Jones a handball on the up. They'll clear. Wareham got to hit a target on the way out. Rolling ball to half forward. It'll sit on its point. Hamish Burke worked Mahadi beautifully off the footy. Won the ball and gave a handball to McDonald. And that might be it, I reckon, for the Dragons. Although McDonald has put that out in the full. And it's going to bounce up the bike track and be a free kick to Lloyd for the Dragons.
He only kicked it to the arena. It's that far out. So free kick, Bell Park, centre wing, out of side. They play on now. Merkovic goes towards centre half forward for Lucas. Wales to make up some space, but Lucas took the mark, played on. 50, turned around. Blind turn, kick. Goal! Hamish Lucas! When they needed it. He kicks the goal for Bell Park. And they go to 6-15-51. They trail St Mary's 8-15-63. 12 points the difference on the Zambrero K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
And it was a bit of a change of an
Towards
angle
centre
kick
half forward
there.
for
I think
Lucas
St Mary's
Wales to
set
make
up
up some
for
space,
the
but
kick to
Lucas
be
took the
coming
mark, played on,
skinny
50,
side,
turned
long down the
around,
line,
blind
but
turn kick,
just
goal!
shifted to the top of the
Hamish
50,
Lucas,
through the
when they
corridor, and that's where
needed it.
Lucas was waiting, and just St Mary's weren't able to come through and spoil quick enough Connors, and he turned him inside out, and Hamish Lucas finished beautifully from outside 50.
Yeah, for those who might have been thinking, oh, I might beat the traffic.
Stick with us.
Church Street.
Stick with us.
They need another one here. They need to go forward.
Burke's coming down to play behind the ball too.
Yep.
28.5 minutes played, final term. Zambrero, K-Rock scoreboard, 63 plays, 51. Blood, kick over his left shoulder for the Saints. McMahon should mark on the chest and does just. Despite the pressure of Lloyd, he's paid the mark. True centre wing. They needed that centre clearance, they didn't get it. Ben Lloyd's not 100% getting up out of that contest. Call to play on now, McMahon. Sends a kick towards right half forward. Will hug the boundary line, but the mark taken over the top by Merkovic, who's got it. Left half back. A long high ball. In fact, it was Jones. Geez, he got a good piece of that spiral torp. Went through the hands of Burke. Falls out the back. Wareham was there. Took the footy, but just couldn't release the handball. Hamish Burke, crucial again, laying the tackle. They got one here. Then we're really set up for some sort of finish, Dowlo.
Yes, let's see if they can jag one from this stoppage here.
Hughes got it down for St Mary's. Pack develops on the bottom. Cockerell.
St Mary's just can't give away a free kick here. They'll just be happy bottling it up and having repeat inside 50 stoppages in this area.
Hughes gets it down. Birmingham spun out. Right foot kick for Bell Park. Ham was touched off the boot. Little toe poke was good to Travellini. Saw him out of the corner of his eye. He skims it along the ground as well. No mark taken. Play on, said the umpire. Goes over the top. Hughes working like a rover. Gets it on the outboard to bounce by Blood. He goes inside. It's Dowling and Benstead. One-on-one. Benstead leads. Dowling gets there. Benstead, though's got some help. Will he be able to pick it up? He does. And they can break free again, Bell Park, and come back. Lloyd goes towards centre wing. No mark taken off the side of the pack. Still the Dragons, though. They go towards half forward. It's a good kick. Sarcevic. Oh, wheels on the right. Needs to get around. Handball on the inside is okay. He needs somebody else to help. They get it now. Kick comes quickly.
Pigeon.
And it was Pigeon, and he saw it out of bounds for a free kick. He missed it to the left-hand side, and St Mary's will take the resultant free kick and will take their time. It's going to come back to Michael Rudd.
Got to go one-on-one now. Opportunity might have just gone there for the Dragons. Rudd tries to just hoof it as far as he can. Just outside defensive 50. It's offhand. St Mary's won't hate that. It's out of bounds. We've got a boundary throw in the left forward pocket. St Mary's 8:15.63. Bell Park 6:15.51. 31 almost played in this final term. There can't be long left. I suspect that Bell Park, even if they were to goal here, very quickly might not have enough time. We've seen in this last quarter 3 goals kicked. Plenty of stoppages. It's 5-5. It's been a long contest. Ball back into play. Hicks won the tap down. One of the corridor. Blood took on the tackle of Pigeon. Ball spilled out. And we're going to get a stoppage with the ball now locked under the pack. 50 out from the Bell Park goal. Just left of the corridor. 31.5 minutes played on the Barn Foods final quarter K-Rock time clock.
I love how blokes come and ask us how long time is. We've got no idea. We're not the timekeeper. Ball comes down to the side of the pack. Lucas, handball. Missed the target. Holding the ball, said the umpire.
Just slipped at
the wrong stage there, Hamish Lucas. And it's going to be Copley's free kick. And he's just going to hold it up as long as he can. And kick it as far as he can. He goes to the outer side. He does now. He wants a mark. It holds up in front. Wareham took a good mark for Bell Park. Wants to play on now. He's got Ben Lloyd forward of the footy. And also Mahadi coming back there. He's in the middle of it. Oh, stand tall, Michael Rudd! Michael Rudd! Saving mark for St Mary's. He and Burke have been unbelievable today in the air. And Michael Rudd goes with a left foot kick. Kicks it as far and as wide as he can. Close to the boundary line. Off hands, out of bounds. And a boundary throw in. 32.5 played. Barn Foods time clock. 12 points of difference. 8:15.63 St Mary's. Bell Park 6:15.51.
Even the coach or co-coach of St Mary's wanted to know how long. He's looked at me and gone, how long? And I said, no, don't know. And then he gave me an expletive back with a smile on his face. Left forward pocket, boundary thrown, grabbed out of the ruck by Hughes, but he's kicked it straight to a man waiting for it. It's Wilson Mack, long, high ball to the left. And the margin is 11. And there is probably the last opportunity gone at 33 minutes played in this final term. We might not have a siren until 5 o'clock. 8:15:63, 6:16:52. Final quarter action thanks to Zambrero. Feel good Mexon now serving hot chips.
Ham kicks it in again towards the boundary line. Rudd goes up, can't take the fact it was Hughes, couldn't take the mark. And off hands and out of bounds again, 30 around from the Bell Park goal. We'll have a boundary throw in.
That one goal to the northern end might prove to be the difference, Dowlo.
Absolutely. I think any goal into that other end post-quarter time was going to be really, really important, and St Mary's were the ones that were able to jag that one.
So a throw in 30 around from the Dragons goal. Hicks and Hughes. Hughes gets it down. Had a great battle this afternoon. Ball comes out towards Ryan and Blood. Copley's in there as well. Handball to Hughes. Little handball to Wales, who kicks it out of bounds on the full. Well and truly, that has gone straight into the hoardings out there.
My golf swing sort of slice.
So Pigeon has got the ball. 55 from goal.
Just set it up and hope for the best.
He does. He sets it up to the top of the square. Needs a mark. Big one. Mahadi in the middle, tapped away. And no mark taken. Sarcevic, left foot kick around the corner. Tap through for a rush behind to Bell Park. And they go to 6:17:53. They trail St Mary's 8:15:63. Zambrero, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
They're going to go short here, I reckon, to Michael Rudd. I don't know why they're not going one-on-one. They can take time off the clock. They can go to Rudd and then on to... Ham's ignored Rudd. He's got Rudd and then he can go on to and take time off the clock with Ryan, but he wants to stay to that outer side as he has for most of the afternoon. And a long ball is marked by Jones, who quickly knows he's got to get on with it. Jones with a long ball. Good purchase, but has missed again to the left. And the margin is 9 and behinds won't get it done. I've got that now as 2 goals 9 for the Dragons, and only one of those is rushed in the last quarter. 8:15. They're going to end up with more scoring shots and lose the game.
Ham plays on from fullback and wants to go out there again. He does. Just chips it. Nice little wedge like JD. Goes out wide. Another mark. So they're playing with fire here, St Mary's. And
Mercury's just got to kick the goal. He can't do anything else.
He plays on now. 50 out. Right foot kick. They're going to have to kick one sooner or later. There you go. Oh, he's hit the post. He's hit the post, Zach Merkovic. I'm getting for 3 behinds this afternoon.
All in this last quarter.
And they go to 6:19:55 Bell Park. St Mary's 8:15:63. Zambrero, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Well, just hedging their bets now, Bell Park, in terms of defending this broadcast side. Ham again. Wash, rinse, repeat. And a big fly and a mark, I reckon, out there, and that might do it. We have gone 36 minutes on the final quarter. K-Rock, Barwon Foods time clock, and Charlie Lang's taken a really good mark. And the clock has ticked to 5 o'clock. And there it is. St Mary's advance. They hold firm, and that one goal to the northern end for the afternoon by Paddy Dowling is going to be enough for St Mary's. For the second year in a row, Bell Park hearts are broken in the elimination final. 6 goals, 19. Won't get it done. St Mary's 8:15:63. And the Saints will advance, and they will take on Newtown and Chilwell in a first semi-final for the second time in 3 weeks. The arch rivals will go toe-to-toe to keep their premiership dream alive. Just looking at Jared Garner speaking with both Ben Bosley and Luke Rayner about whatever that issue may be. Hopefully nothing serious, and that the veteran will be right to go next Sunday afternoon. A very happy president. She's out there hugging both the co-coaches. But disappointment for the Dragons, who can't advance again. And their finals win drought will extend into an 11th season in 2026. Winless in September since 2015. Steve Benstead, as he told us, has never played in a winning final, 155 games, and he will miss out. And this year, he'll have to come back and do it all again in 2026. 8:15:63 St Mary's, 6:19:55 Bell Park. We're into the 5th quarter, as it feels like the breeze is just slightly east for the moment.
That'd be right.
There's some sort of irony. Home-style aged care, the next best thing to being at home, brings you our 5th quarter. Jane Birch is busy out on the ground, just waiting for somebody from the Saints to have a quick couple of words with. But Dowlo, your initial thoughts in this fifth quarter?
Yeah, I think it ended up being a pretty good game of football. Both sides had their opportunities to capitalise on the windy conditions, and they did, and then probably both teams could have done it even more effectively. But when we're talking about a close game with some opportunities wasted, then it set it up for a good watch despite the windy conditions. I think St Mary's look really difficult to beat moving forward as well in the next couple of weeks. Then they may get conditions like this again, but I think that the way that they use the ball and the maturity of their team, they can really go forward.
Oh, this is dangerous. Dane Birch is with Paddy Dowling.
I'm officially lifting the ban. Paddy, sport, it's a game of moments, and with that breeze blowing, any goal into the breeze was like gold, and you produced one of the moments of the match, a check side into the breeze, which pretty much sealed the victory for your team. Well done, congratulations. What was going through your mind when it came to you on that one-on-one and you wheeled around?
Just got a lucky bounce, I think. Like you said, moments, and I think, was that the only goal into the breeze the whole day?
Yep.
Yeah, so ball bounced my way. That's luck of the draw, I guess. Pretty much. Got lucky, thought it was going to hit the post, but just swerved back in. So
we'll walk and talk. This is a massive victory, obviously. You live to fight another day, but to hold on in those conditions where really, obviously, the southern end was the scoring end, and it was impossible to register scores the other way. It's a real character-building win, and we'll stand you in good stead going forward now.
Yeah, I think especially the last 2 years, I think we've lost straight sets, so it's been tough 2 years to win a final here. So I think it'll give a lot of the boys a bit of belief heading forward. And some credit to Bell Park, they come out and played an awesome round of footy and really put us under the pump. So yeah, it's just a massive win for us, and hopefully on to bigger and better things. And
last week was a really tough victory as well. You had to win that one to stay in, and then you've done it again in these conditions. So in a way, you're probably having a really good lead into finals, because that's what you expect. They're really close encounters, and it's little moments like that count, and you guys are getting through each time.
Yeah, it definitely helped us having Newtown on their deck. Like, it really pushed us, and we knew we had to win, or else South Parliament are going to fill up that spot. So I think this group, when it's on the line to win, I think we really come together, and that's when we play our best footy. I think we have moments, like you said, but if we can just stay connected, we'll get results like this.
Well done, Paddy. We absolutely love watching you play. You're a special player, and you always have something, trick in your bag there. So keep doing you, and we look forward to seeing what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, thanks guys, and awesome work for covering every game over the weekend. It's really good for local footy, and we really appreciate it. So thank you.
Well done.
He's back in our good books now. He's got our good graces back.
I think he's grown up a little bit, Paddy.
I reckon the year at Queen's Park might have been very good for him.